welcome to another episode of the Wiley Show. I am your host. We are definitely back. I am in my white turtleneck, and I'm just super here. And everybody was like they liking me in the turtleneck, so I'm gonna have to go find some more turtlenecks when I go shopping. And hold on, I want to make sure it's on here right. I think that's better. Because if they liking us in the they like me in a turtleneck. So when y'all come in the room, make sure y'all like the video. So thank y'all so very much. I know a lot of people, I was getting a lot of questions about a lawsuit that we are definitely are going to get. And we have not been served with a lawsuit. We have not been served with a cease and desist. And if we do get served with that, y'all would be the first ones to know. First of all, my attorney would be the first one to know. And then, of course, y'all, the public, will be the first one to know about all of that. So as of right now, we have not been served any paperwork, anything like that. So we have not been served any of that. So we are. I just want to let y'all know. So we have a lot that we're going to discuss in this live. So y'all bear with us, and we definitely a lot of people like, if it come, it come. If it don't, y'all. Who cares? Ain't nobody afraid of no lawsuit over here. All right, because it's civil court, and come on now. Get real. Get real. All right, people that's over there on our station here, family, y'all head over to YouTube and we're gonna get this show started. So I was I was on station here and someone said you should get a white guy, date a white guy. And I don't mind, getting if I were to get into a relationship with a white guy or a white woman. But I had a bad experience with a white guy. And I was at, Export Fitness on State Street in Chicago. And I met this white guy and I think he was eating a banana. Something he was eating. It was apple or banana and we had eye contact or whatever. So I went back to his place. He stayed in a nice apartment, like downtown condo downtown, and we became intimate. Now I'm the top, he the bottom. When you do that type of activity, you supposed to prepare, but he didn't prepare, and I'm like, I'm ready to get in here. He had a nice body and everything like that, and it could have been, anyway, he had a nice body. It wasn't a Jeffrey Dahmer situation, but he had a nice body. And back then I was slimmer. And so I'm just going straight in, boom, just giving it to him. And then next thing I know, a brown, let me make sure, I hope y'all not eating nothing. A brown explosion. Just a brown, when I tell you I look down, a brown explosion. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was shocked. I'm like, what? He was doing all this talking about, he was giving to me all this, and it's just a brown explosion. And ever since that experience, I was done with uh with white guys. I was done. And I grouped them all in the same box. I'm like, man, he didn't prepare. And I'm big, you know what I'm saying? I'm a big size. You're taking that up, your back door, and you didn't prepare. You're taking the Titanic. And I thank God, to being blessed downstairs. I'm very blessed down there. And so it was a bad experience. I don't remember this man's name. I don't remember. I just knew that he had money. He had nice cars, a beautiful place. I think he owned like a business, anything like that. But I was just done with it. I said, I'm not saying this guy again. So anytime I see him in the gym, I will go up. If he go downstairs, I'm going upstairs. And we just never got back to it. And I've seen him a couple of times at the gym, but I never, talked to him again because of that experience. And I'm like, whoa. And so from that experience, I'm like, I'm done. Like I can't do this again. So I was done. But speaking about white women, dog, and I want to give her a shout out. Her name is Ariana Blevins, and we and her went to high school together. We graduated in '09 together. She was so beautiful and nice body, everything. and I had the huge crush on her, and I thought I was pro black, all about black women, but during that time, I saw this white woman, and I just fell in love, and I would make jokes. I was a jokester. Um, I can't say the jokes that I used to make because I may get canceled, but let's just say I was very ignorant about white people. I was very ignorant about my whole idea, my idea of white people. I was very ignorant, and so I just can't tell you the jokes that I used to say because I may get canceled. But maybe privately, I would give a joke, and I know, because I asked her a question. Let me just be real. I asked her a question. I was like, because I thought a lot of, white, I can't get into the joke now, but the joke was, so is your grandfather a part of the, I know your grandfather was a, and she was so shocked, and she was like, "No, my grandfather was never that." I'm like, "I already know. You ain't got to tell me. Your grandfather was one of the ones." It's I said a lot, and I'm gonna have to talk about it on stage here and get into it. But I used to make a lot of jokes, and so I was very unfiltered in high school, like very unfiltered, and she would laugh at my jokes. We have fun, and I just loved her. Like her sister was beautiful. Like if I ever want to be with a white woman, it will be with Ariana Blevins is her name. And I don't know if she's in a relationship. I think she's in a relationship. I don't know if she's getting married or what, but that was one that really, really, she's still beautiful to this day. Her sisters are beautiful to this day. But I that would have been like the relationship that I would have loved to be in if I were to be in a relationship. And we graduated from high school back in 2009. We graduated in high school from Chicago Military Academy. Hey, so it was me, and she was beautiful. By the way, she's still beautiful to this day. Okay, now thank y'all so very much for tuning into this episode. We got a lot that we're going, and my father, actually, my stepmother is a white woman, and she's a dentist. And me and my father doesn't talk. I just found my father. What's the man's name? I don't. Okay, okay, okay. Tommy Williams is his name. I just found him on DNA Ancestry. Tommy Williams. I found him like maybe it's going on almost 2 years ago, and he's married to a white woman. My brothers, their mother is Native American, and my other brothers, I think, is they're mixed. Like their mom is white and their dad is black, of course. And so, of course, yeah. And so, his name is Tommy Williams, and he's married to a white woman, and she's a dentist. And we don't talk. We don't have like we only had one conversation. He was walking with his wife, my white stepmother, and we only had one conversation. And I would like email him, not email, but I would text, and then no response. And I personally wanted, you know, I thought it could have been like a relationship or a relationship with my brothers, something like that. And then it just wasn't. And I wasn't even mad. Like I didn't cry, I didn't break down in tears, I didn't do anything. I literally was just um I literally was just in my zone. Like I was like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. And I will always text and email, or not email, but text, and don't get no response. And like every people were asking, well, how's the relationship? Did everything go good? I said, hey, it's no relationship. It's a shocker because when I went on DNA Ancestry, I went on there because I thought Calvin Wiley was my father. I really thought, Calvin Wiley was my father, and that's the man that signed my birth certificate. And so I did DNA Ancestry, and I was like, let me see if Calvin Wiley's on DNA Ancestry, see any of the Wileys. And so I did it. I did the DNA, took the swab and everything. And the first name that pops up on my ancestry is Tommy Williams. Excuse me. His picture was up there, everything. Once we reached out to him, He deleted his picture. He just and and my cousin that I met through Ancestry, she contacted him and she was like, he still have a response. So she just gave me his number. And so I called him, left a message, and then we just had one conversation. I'm not pissed. I'm not mad at the situation. I'm just telling you all my I'm just telling you all my experience. You know what I'm saying? And I felt whole knowing that I found out who my father and I looked just like him. So I reached out to him and I've told the story before, but I want to tell it again because it's the Wiley Show. So I told my mother, I said, I found this guy, Tommy Williams. Do you recognize him? So shout out to one of my good supporters over here at the Wiley Show. We did some digging. We found all his high school pictures, his mother, which is with my grandmother pictures, and we just bombarded my mother with pictures. And she's like, "No, I don't remember it." She just blankly denied. And so when I went to Chicago on last year, I went to Chicago and we started talking. No, my mom started talking. And then she was like, I remember Tommy Williams. I'm like, okay. I remember Tommy. I remember. And then she just really just gave us a whole rundown of Tommy Williams and how she met him and how it was and everything. And I was like, okay, wow. So she did know him. So this ain't weird, so out of the ordinary, that it's a strong possibility. So I'm saying this because I know a lot of people be sending me emails about ancestry. They're trying to find their father. It's definitely great. Like my next option would be to reach out to my siblings because again, I have brothers, you know what I'm saying, that's in their 20s. And so I'm like, should I reach out to them? And I'm like, I don't know. Everybody be like, you need to reach out to your brothers and let them know. And I'm like, I'm not really pressing it. You know what I'm saying? Really not pressing it. I every once in a while I will call or text and don't get no response. And I'm like, I'm really not pressing it. Didn't even send a message to my brothers or any of them. Like my father had nothing but sons. He had no daughters. All of it just brothers. I mean, all of it just sons. I am, as I know it, I'm his oldest son that I know it. He could have more out there because with ancestry, somebody else can do it and be like, "Oh, he my pappy too." But good guy. He got a degree in criminal justice. He have an organization that he mentors, and it's the kicker. He mentors like young black men. He have organization. He's a football coach. Like he's very active and a good citizen, right? And so I was just recently just having a conversation with my cousin that I met on Ancestry, and we were talking. And she's like, "You need to do this. You need to do this." I'm like, "Listen, I'm not even." I said, "I'm gonna talk to my audience and let my audience know," but I didn't cry. Like I haven't shed not one tear about this as well. And I'm going to reach out another way to have this response because I just want to like, hey, bro, let's have another conversation because I got a little bit more questions. And if it's a relationship, it's a relationship. If it's not a relationship, I'm okay with that. But I'm so glad that out of all of this, my prayers were answered. I out of all of this, the prayers of me praying, crying, talking to Santa, writing a letter to Santa. I remember one time I wrote a letter to Santa. I really wanted to know who my father was because all of my siblings, they had another last name. All of my siblings had their same father. I was the only one in the household with a last name that I was only Wiley, So it's always different. Kids are cruel. Oh, you don't know who your daddy is. You don't know who your daddy is. About kids are cruel. My brothers and them. It's all love now. But growing up, that's you don't know, and that used to break me down in tears because I didn't know who my father was. And so hearing this and going through this experience and now knowing who it is, I'm like, ah, we hear it is like no type of communication. I would love, and now I got to change in my prayer, is I would love to have a relationship. When my brothers love to have a relationship with my father, I would be 32 on November 11th. So I would love to have that response, the relationship. Who wouldn't? You know what I'm saying? So that's my prayer. So that is like my prayer request to God is a relationship. Because my prayer was I want to find out who is my father. Now I gotta go back to God and say, all right, God, a relationship with my father. Okay. So that's just definitely my prayer. But a relationship. So hopefully one day me and Tommy we will have a relationship and I can come back and we take pictures and go see the family one day. That would be great. But I'm sharing this because I know some people out here that is going through what I currently going through, and I'm so glad that I wasn't reckless with my pain with females, because I was reckless, but not with the females. Um, that I don't have any kids out here that I don't have any kids out here. I've been very good when it came to women, and now that I know who my father is, now when I become a father, I know like to be in my son's life, to be in my daughter's life, to be a good provider, to be a good role model, to not be in their life, because I never want to reduplicate that pain of not knowing. That's the most painful feeling ever, that you have a father, you don't have a relationship. He had, just don't know. And my situation is kind of different because, Tommy Williams did not know that he didn't know I existed. It was a literally one night stand or two night stand or whatever. He didn't know I existed because it was my mom thought it was Calvin Wiley. And so thanks to DNA and all of this, I can't really be angry. Oh, you wasn't in my life. You were better, because he didn't know. So, and I was reiterating that to Tommy. And then I left him a voicemail. And one of the voicemails that I left him, I said, listen, I said, I want to have dialogue. I'm not angry at you. I can't be angry at you because you didn't know. I want the line of communication to be open. So, you know, hopefully on my birthday, I'm gonna call him again and we'll see what happened. And I would definitely let you all know. Um, I would definitely let you all know how that's gonna how it's gonna play out. I would definitely let y'all know I'm not angry like the old Wiley would have been like, let me blast him on social media, blast his pictures. Like that's the old Wiley. The mature Wiley is, let it play out. And time is limited. You know what I'm saying? Time is limited. So I'm really gonna, once the show, like tomorrow, send another email. I'll keep sending email. I don't have them in email. I probably do, but I never send email. I'm gonna send another phone call. I'm gonna call him from another number, and hopefully he will respond. All right, and I'm gonna get back to y'all about that. I just found my dad to share on Ancestry, but to only find out he passed away 3 years ago. I'm told he did try to find me when. Oh wow, I'm so sorry, Sandra. I think it's going to work out. He just need time to process, and that's what I knew. And I'm glad you said that, boss lady, because I say I know you need time to process this, but time is, I've been waiting for 31 years, of knowing. So I didn't process it, but I had to put myself in my father's shoes, that a young man come to you saying that you're my father, and he already have an established family, and that take time to process. But I do understand that. But I'm like, dude, it's almost 2 years. How much process that you got to go through, and how much process you have to go through. And so I am going to keep y'all updated on this. We shared this on Stormroad's platform. I'm not gonna stalk him. I haven't stalked him. I I'm not gonna do that. Like it is not, that serious, but I will reach out again. I'm doing everything possible. I'm definitely gonna reach out again, but I'm not gonna necessarily stalk him. Like, no. No, I'm not. And I'm sharing this story because maybe somebody know Tommy Williams. Maybe somebody be like, hey, your son is reaching out. And I have a platform, and one of my distant cousins is a subscriber of the Wiley Show. One of my distant cousins, okay, is a subscriber because I was on DNA Ancestry and they reached out to me and they was like, "We're cousins," and we share DNA. We're cousins. And I was like, and I've been watching your show, and I'm like, oh my God, we're cousins. And it was so amazing. You just never know. So I'm sharing this story because it's going to help, the next person in this situation. And I don't want to get out here and say, oh, my father passed away, we never had a relationship. I'm doing everything in my power to see if a relationship can happen. All right. But I'm definitely, once I get this email, I'm definitely going to write a letter. And definitely, I don't mind it. All right. We got a lot of topics to get into. I have to open up the show with that because y'all said open up with a story time. All right. Damn, I don't even know where he live at. I'm not gonna tell y'all where he live at because y'all not gonna check it out. My pappy. I'm trying to see where do he live. I think I know it. Let me see. Hold on. I think I know it. Do they have it on here? Okay, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna keep that private. All right. Oh, how do you know he's the right one? Oh, okay. So we reached out, and with DNA Ancestry, if you ever take it, they're gonna share like a parent, how much DNA you share. And we reached out to him personally, and we sent him a message, and we share the same DNA. And he lived not too far from my mother. He went to Hyde Park. During that time, went to Hyde Park High School. He eventually moved from Chicago and did other things, but he was in Chicago doing the 90s. I was born in 1990, so I was born in November. So I was conceived when February, like conceived February, March. I don't know the math, ladies, if y'all need here. So he lived in Chicago, not too far from where my mother lived. And so my mom remembered him. And then Tommy actually asked, my mother told me that she said he actually asked about her like a couple of years ago. A mutual friend of hers said, Tommy asked how you doing and stuff like that. My mother was starts with her. And my mother is not the type to tell everything, but when she get to talking, you just sit and listen and let her release it. And so this particular day, she shared it all. And I need to hear that because at one point, the first time, she just didn't remember. It was the walls were up and I wasn't angry. I was like, okay, well, maybe that is. And then she started to tell me about it. She started to break down she started to tell me about it. And my mother had a certain type because both Calvin Wiley and Tommy Williams, they similar looking guys. Dark skin, black, just dark chocolate men. Like she had a certain type that she liked. Yeah. So, her sharing that, and I've learned from that be careful with one night stands. And let me tell you, I was in Chicago, while that when my mom said she didn't remember me. Yeah, my mom said the same thing. And I was in Chicago, and shout out to this, I'm talking to this woman, and I was supposed to go to her house, and some told me don't go because I knew like she wanted me to come over to have sex, and I knew I wasn't ready. I'm not ready to have sex with a woman because it's a possibility that a child can be conceived, and she did not want to use like no condom, so I didn't do it. But if that would have happened, and if I would have got her pregnant, then I would have been like, oh, I'm gonna sex my first child. So I'm very, very, very strategic on who, because when you talk to women, it's a possibility that they can get pregnant. Man, you got to worry about that. You can hump all day long with another man on man. No baby going to be conceived. But I'm so glad I didn't do it because I still want more clarity. I'm still finding myself and I still getting to know I know eventually time is clicking. You know what I'm saying? I want to, have children and stuff like that. And it's definitely going to happen. But I just been avoiding that part. Like she'd bring up sex and I avoid it. Like, because she just, Oh, and I'm like, I know I'm gonna do it. Like when I go back to Chicago, like for November, I'm definitely gonna do it. So definitely gonna have it because she next, and I definitely want to do it. And I'm like, it's just gonna happen. They got to where can give. Oh no, no man can't. Keep up alive, Wiley. One never knows how things can work out. You never know. And I'm saying this to Tommy if he's watching. It's best to reach out to your son. Like, you never know who's watching the Wiley Show. You know, I have an international show. You know, somebody might send it to Tommy Williams. They might track him down. Um, and shout out to his wife, you know, Paula, you know, shout out to her. Uh, this don't have nothing against her because people was like, well, what about his wife? I mean, this happened before his wife. Way before his wife. He wasn't even talking to his wife, did. He was like, what? I don't know how old he was when that time. So you know, um, people was like, did his wife actually knows. And the funny thing about him, when we had that conversation, his wife is not Wendy Williams' brother. Stop it. It's not Wendy Williams' brother. His wife gave him the ancestry kit. Let me tell you how God worked. Gave him the ancestry kit. So to find out about his ancestry. Never in a million years that, let me see if I can type in DNS. I'm not gonna screen share and show my privacy because it got people names on it. Let me see, because it was something that I want to say on here. Let me see if I can find it. Let me log into my ancestry. Oh, they should owe me a check, but you gotta be careful. You gotta be real careful with this because you may go on there and Papa might not be Papa or might not be Ma. You gotta be real careful with this DNA ancestry because this opens up a lot of cans of worms. Give me a second. I'm not gonna screen share my business. Okay. Oh, more cousins popped up. Well, she beautiful. That's my cousin. Okay, let me see where I'm gonna go. Go to my profile. Okay, I think you got to go on the DNA results. Oh, they changed it. Hold on, y'all. And we're gonna get to the topics, y'all. We're gonna get to the topics, but I ain't rushing to get to time. I'm talking about me right now. Okay. So when you open up, wow. Oh, this is wrong. They got Ronnie. That's my uncle. That ain't my first cousin. Like, what the world? Some of the stuff is all right. Okay. So when you go on this, I see you see Tommy Williams. It tell you how much like CM is. I don't know what that stands for, but it's 3,473 CM. That's 50% shared DNA. And that's a father, like that's a parent right there. Uh, and so you have to be very careful with this. And then what I told him as well, I said, hey, another let's take another DNA test just to know, just another DNA test. And because just to know, I told them the thing, just to clear our mind, clear your mind outside of ancestry, let's take another DNA test. So we will keep you updated. And then you have to be very careful with ancestry too, because like right here, they have my uncle on here, but they got it as first cousin. So you gotta be careful with this because some of this stuff don't really be that accurate. Like some of this stuff don't because they got like first, second cousin. So sometimes you gotta be very careful with it as well. Right there. So you gotta be very careful with it. Okay. And he just because he's trying to track down his father. That's my grandmother's son. She's trying to find out his father. So I guess he found out that I went on Ancestry and I had success finding my father. So I guess he did it to trying to track down his father, which is a good thing. Um, yeah, yes, be careful. I have some weirdos contacting me because the first cousin uncle probably have the same measurement of DNA. Is that oh yeah, it's accurate. Yeah, it's accurate. So my uncle is on there. So he's probably trying to track down his um father because he don't like our grandmother, all her kids got different daddies, okay? Uh and Uncle Ronnie, he's trying to find out his father, and which is a good thing. He's trying to find out who your pappy is. So I get it. And she must have told him, like, Marquise found out who his father was on DNA Ancestry. And so I'm definitely gonna talk about whom. Don't tell him this to be rude, but I'm not being rude. I'm being real. I've been watching Wiley since he had 50 people or less in the chat. I pick the Wiley all the time. Y'all are newbies. Yes. Thank you. So I'm telling y'all this story because I I I I I would love to have where I can call my pops and be like, "Hey, pops, what's going on?" And I don't have any children, so it's good to have that type of mentor, type of person in your life, and everything like that. So I would keep y'all updated about that because when I checked out my ancestry and he took down his picture because I guess he was like, "What this?" And so and then with me, because like my one of my brothers, I'm gonna share this. One of my brothers is trying to get into the NBA. He plays college ball. He's trying to get to the NBA. I was like, maybe he think that I'm trying to. It's like a money thing. I don't know. But one of my brothers, super talented, trying to get into NBA. And shout out to one of my good people over here. Like we tracked down it all. Like we found my brothers, we found their pictures, we found everything. I didn't reach out to neither one of them. We found videos of my father talking on YouTube. Like we literally did some digging, and I want to give a special shout out to Teacher One. Like sis did some digging, and we found like my grandmother's picture. We found like my father high school picture, graduation pictures. We just found a lot of stuff, and I greatly appreciate that because it let me get to know that side. And I found out that both his sisters, which is my aunts, they both passed away from cancer. My grandmother, she or his mother, which is my grandmother, passed away from cancer. Like they're gone, and his father passed away. So I never had a relationship with them, so I could only see them through pictures. So time is limited. Time is limited. So I'm definitely going to keep it updated on y'all. I'm definitely going to keep y'all updated on that, and definitely great with that. And yeah, definitely. And I saw a picture. One thing that almost got me emotional since we're talking, I saw a picture of them playing basketball, and I saw a picture of them. It was a video. I'm sorry, a video of them playing basketball, and I kind of felt some type of way. I'm like, wow, even though I'm an adult, and you still yearn from that acceptance and that they was all like playing basketball, and I saw that, and I'm like, wow. And so that's why I typically don't try to check out his social media because I try to keep it out of my mind. But I'm glad that I did DNA ancestry. I'm glad that I found out who he is, and so I will keep y'all updated on that. Now let's get into these topics. Hold on, let me read a couple of comments before we get to topics. Oh, Wiley. Oh my God, my friend and I went our friend to meet his birth parents because he was adopted. And oh my gosh, putting him up for adoption was the best gift his mom could have done. Yes, I hear you on that. Okay. That's what's up. Yeah. So I saw that. So I'm just sharing this, you guys. I'm just sharing it. And hopefully I get a phone call. My phone number never changed. Hold on. Who was this? Wait. Oh, okay. Oh wow. Oh, people sending me stuff about their ancestry. This is some deep stuff. And so yeah, but I haven't. It's not Tommy. It's one of my subscribers. They're telling me about their ancestry experience. Like I didn't break down in tears. You know what I'm saying? because I cry so much. Now, maybe when I meet him, I'm gonna cry. If I meet him in person and we embrace, me and my brothers, I think I'm gonna cry and break down in tears. But I haven't cried like none of this. Like I was just like I got some type of closure. No, I thought that was. I'm like, is it Tommy? Wait a minute. Is it Tommy? So yeah, and so I saw that video of them in the backyard. They were playing basketball, and I was like, oh my god, that was me. And that's your pops. You want to make him proud. And yeah. Ooh, let me talk about I'm good. I don't want to get emotional, but that's what I saw on there. So I have been on the ancestry, and I'm definitely gonna keep y'all updated on that, and keep y'all updated, and really, 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 really take my time with it. And I'm not gonna try. Okay, ancestry, y'all doing the most. I'm not gonna try to do too much with it, and just take my time with it, man. And let me see who else is on. Why ain't my uncle on here? Let me see if my cousin's on here, cause he wasn't on here last time. I didn't even know that. I'm not gonna screen share because y'all gonna be doxing my people. I already said the man name. If y'all find him, tell him I need to talk to him. Okay. If y'all find them. All right. But we thank y'all so very much for tuning into that part of it. So let's get into these topics. Let me find out Wiley got NBA in his jeans. No, I can't play basketball. Probably I could have if I had a father like teaching me how to play it from a young age. I never developed that skill set playing basketball. One time I tried to do football, never. And that's another thing why you need a father in your life to instill sports. Like that was not my now wrestling was my thing. Like I love wrestling. I love wrestling. And so we definitely gonna get into these topics, but I'm opening up with this personal story because this is the Wiley Show. I'm opening it up because it's going to touch somebody, and maybe the spirit is leading me to talk about this subject because it's definitely a way for this way. So we definitely gonna get into the subject. I am going to edit this video and post clips of it as well. So we definitely get into it. But it's 426 people up in here. So y'all in my business, okay? Wiley, do not cry in front of your pops when you meet him for the first time. Hold it in until the second time. Once the bond is formed, then you can say, your pops, I'm glad I met you. Yeah. And so we definitely gonna have a dialogue, and we definitely gonna talk. Because I want to. That's a birthday gift. That will literally be a good gift for me to meet him in person, to have that first meeting. I would love to go to his city and meet him. You know what I'm saying? And to meet my brothers and to meet his wife. I would love that. That would be a great birthday gift. And every time I think about this around my birthday, I always think about my father, and I think about not have a relationship, and I'm always reminded of that when I turn another year. And so, I meant to let me see, when did he join Ancestry? Because it was something I wanted to say about the story. Then we're gonna get into the subject, you guys. Sit on down. Oh, he don't have it on here. It was on here where he joined. I forgot how to look at it, but I think that he joined on November 11th or right around that time. I was like, wow. And I was like, this is nothing but God. And so God truly is going to do it. We're definitely on there. I'm definitely going to be inboxing some other cousins and stuff like that because I got cousins. One cousin that I do talk about, I think she's a basketball coach. Like basketball definitely runs into the family. Like basketball definitely runs into the family. So shout out to the Williams. Shout out to the Williams. Shout out to y'all. All right. Absolutely. Send him. I can't send him a voice note. I don't know his. I think I had his Instagram. I can make sure to send him a voice note. He can cry. Wiley, I say you just go over there unannounced when they kick the bucket. The house should be you. What? Really a basketball? Yeah. My cousin, she coached. I think little league basketball, not like professional, but like little league basketball. And so we talked. And so I met her through Ancestry, and I'm going to get her on the show once our schedule clears. And then she was the one that connected me on the phone with Tommy because she contacted him first. He said, "Oh, I'm still processing, blah blah blah," and he wasn't contacting me, and so I contacted him. And then I still have the text message. Let me see if I can read it. Give me a second, you guys. We're gonna get into the mess. Child, I ain't rushing to get into these mess. We gonna get into the mess. This is the Wiley story, okay? We definitely gonna get into the mess. Let me see if I can find these text messages, you guys. When the first time, because I know I reached out to him on Ancestry. Okay, this is July 25th, 2021. And he said, "Who is this? Just check my voicemail. How did you get my number?" And I said, "I got your number, but blah, 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 blah." I'm not going to post the person that. He said, "I hope it's okay." And then on July 25th, 2021, which that was last year in July, it's been over a year now. Yes, can we talk tomorrow? And I said, yes, we can. Then he was like, "Hello, Marquise. Can we talk on Friday between 10 and 11? This is a hectic week for me." And I said, yes, we can. He was like, "Hello, Marquise. Is there any way we can talk tonight?" This is on July 29th. We are heading out of town tomorrow, and I wanted to make sure we can talk without me being on the road. I said, yes. Okay, give me 10 minutes. I will call you. And then we had that conversation on July 29th, 2021 on last year. And there was no more communication. I reached out on August 25th. I reached out on December 24th of last year. I reached out to him again April 8th. Reached out to him again August the 21st, but no response. So, I did my part. You know what I'm saying? What more can a brother do? And so yeah, I didn't reach out to any of my siblings because that could become messy, but I did reach out to them. So you should. Okay. All right. So I'm the oldest. Somebody says you're the youngest. I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest. Okay. Now let's get into these topics. All right. Take off and all. Okay, I'm about to take off Offset. Take off and Quavo. They did an interview, and I definitely want to dive into this really quickly. They did an interview, and the question was asked, "Who do you choose, Cardi or Nicki?" And they chose Nicki. Now, it's quite funny because Quavo, when Nicki was going through her tit for tat with Cardi, Quavo did not want to take Nicki Minaj side. He's like, "Listen, I'll come out publicly for you if we were dating." And so now that they're not cool with Cardi and they're not cool with Offset, they chose Nicki. And I get it. I understand it. But again, why do we have to choose between Cardi and Nicki? I know that gets kind of messy to become headlines, and I know people do it for clicks and views because I do it. But we have to stop making people choose. Why can't you like both? Like, I like Nicki, I like Cardi. Both of them make good music. Both of them make awesome music. Both of them are beautiful black women and they're beautiful wives. And they make beautiful, just everything about them. Their true essence of them is beautiful. So I don't understand um, why we have to pick one of the other. Like I'm not understanding that. Why do we have to do it? Why do we just can't like them both? In the industry, sometimes they will pin Nicki and Cardi against each other, and they feed into the energy. And I'm like, why we just can't do that? Okay, all right. So we would see how this is gonna play out with the Quavo and the whole thing would take off. I did listen to the album. It's all right, but it's like the Migos minus Offset. Like it wasn't nothing in the album like this is a good record. And then they have the audacity to say, and I couldn't believe it. Who you want to do a versus with? Oh, well, no OGs, no, bruh, take off. Y'all ain't got no hardly no albums out to do a versus. Y'all ain't got no 20 hits. So who you gonna do a versus with? Oh, no OGs. Like who currently as a rap group you're gonna do a verse with? Y'all don't have that many hits. Y'all got maybe a handful of records that's you can play that will that everybody gonna know. Most of that stuff only your diehard will know. Y'all don't have a lot of records to do a versus. Y'all don't have 20 records to do a versus. I don't. Who will y'all go? Who will y'all go against? I'm like now maybe because I'm not a Migos fan, but please quote me 20 records right now of the Migos. 20 hits of the Migos right now. Somebody name it. And don't Google it. So I don't know. Like, it wasn't blockbuster hits like classics. I don't think the Migos, they don't have 20 hits. They don't have 20 classic hits. They don't. The stir fry. Like stir fry, bad and bougie, freak no more. I'm talking about classics. Versace. Like y'all must be diehard Migo fans. Y'all don't have no 20 records, man. Get up out of here with that. Get up out of here with that. And I know they might see this, and I know they might drag me on social media, and they may drag me at a club or something, or may not invite me to the party. Who knows? I don't know. But y'all don't got no 20 hits. Y'all need to put a little bit more work into the industry to do a versus battle. I'm just saying, humbly speaking. Humbly speaking, y'all got to do a little bit more musically for me to say do a versus. Like Cardi B not ready for a versus battle yet. Megan Thee Stallion not ready for versus. Nicki is ready for a versus battle because she got about 20 hits, and her features alone are classics. But I don't think the Migos got 20 hits of hits. That's just me personally. All right, that's just my. You need to put in more work. Now I'm not trying to come against y'all. I'm just not. One of the records I think when you said you was throwing out with Quavo, you was throwing out on Sweetie. I did kind of like that record. I did listen to it on Spotify, but I'm like, it really didn't drive me in because it was just like the Migos not featuring Offset. Like it didn't really capture my attention like that. I heard it. I didn't go back to even listen to it. So I'm definitely gonna give this album another try. Takeoff have always been like my favorite. Like his raps have been good. Like Takeoff always been the better rapper. He's underrated because his like you can understand him. His bars are definitely there. Quavo, all right, but Takeoff is the one that's the better lyricist out of all three of them. Out of Offset, out of Quavo, is Takeoff. It's Takeoff, Quavo, and Offset. But Takeoff always have, I think, the better rhymes. You know what I'm saying? In my humble opinion. That's just in my humble opinion. Takeoff, but his personality, he always looked like he high. It's like he looked like he's high, or he looked like he works with the Secret Service or something. Like he got a very strong, like he need to get a little tipsy. Like Takeoff, you need to get high, a little tipsy. He don't really talk. Like his personality is just a brick wall. Like his personality is just like it's just like a brick wall. He worked with the Secret Service. Like he just he can rap, but his personality is trash. Now, I'm not gonna get on here and act like I'm a top rap star expert. That's not my area of expertise. So I'm not gonna get on here and like I am the DJ academics of rap stars because I still listen to Tupac and Biggie and Nas, Jay-Z. Well, I'm not really a Jay-Z for me. Like 50 Cent, like what's the other guy's name? Ja Rule. I'm more so that these new rapper, I do like the baby. He's everything to me. I love the thuggish, I love the toxic, I love everything. But baby or Lil Baby, I'm not really a fan of Lil Baby. I like Future. I even like what's the other rap he got? Is he own his masters? He own his masters. He get the most money from his shows, and I can't think of his name. And I like him because if you hear his songs, it comes on the radio. I forgot his name. He owns all his masters. He gets most of his music. He get most of his money from. He did an interview. I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name right now. So if y'all know his name, post it on there. Okay, I can't think of his name, but I love Future. I love Future. I love his music. Uh, I love some of Drake music. Drake is a hit or miss with me. 21 Savage. Yes, 21 Savage. I love 21 Savage. Love 21 Savage. So I'm just now getting into like these new rappers because like most of them sound the same. Like they all rap the same. You can't hardly understand them. I have to have the lyrics on. I gotta pause and rewind. They don't really speak clearly in their raps. Like Lil Baby, I don't know how the world this man is famous. And I'm not trying to down Lil Baby. A lot of white kids in the suburbs, they buy his music. But this man give whack interviews. He can't even hardly talk. Like, how is this man famous? Like, the man can't even talk. He looks weird. He does weird interviews. Don't even talk that much. And women throw their punani at him. And his rap is weird. Like I don't get how this man is famous. He give whack interviews. His music is whack, but the people love him. They love him. The people love him. And it is what it is. And there's nothing I can do about it. He just not for me. So people, they just overhype him. And I don't think a lot of black people buy his music like that. I think a lot of white teenagers and people in the suburbs, like white folks, they really made him pop it. Like, I don't. It's just my opinion. Like Travis Scott. Like, who buys Travis Scott records? I don't hear nobody in the hood rocking Travis Scott. And I'm not trying to down him. I'm just giving my whole thing. I'm not the best thing in rap. I'm not. But, And I don't understand, like, Lil Baby, they need to get him drunk or high. Like he get whack. I don't even know why he do interviews. Like, his interviews put me to sleep. I'm just saying. Okay? Now, Travis Scott, the white kids love him. Because ain't nobody in the hood rocking on Travis Scott. Just saying. All right, I'm going to move on. Because I know I'm probably saying something in here that is offending some people. And I don't know. Okay. Now, Blac Chyna, she sent out a cease and desist to this lady on TikTok that's been going around saying that she was kidnapped and that she was going to be trafficked by Blac Chyna. So Blac Chyna sent her a cease and desist. And I'm glad she did because that's dangerous to put that on there. And I think that lady, she just did it for clout. Unfortunately, you're going to hear more bizarre, weird stories on TikTok because the more the weird the story is on TikTok, the more people get clout on in the algorithm and they promote it. The more weird, the more you talk about it, people are going to talk about it. It's really, really weird. Like, people will create receipts. Like, you can Photoshop receipts. You can Photoshop a lot of stuff and you can screen record it and just show all type of stuff like that. It's just really weird. And I'm like, why are you putting it out like this? And knowing it just sound weird. Like, you ain't go to the cops, you ain't go to FBI, you just went to TikTok. Like, I'm just not understanding that. Like, you was going to be trafficked, which is a federal crime. But instead of going to the F, the B, and the I, you go to TikTok. Where they do that at? Like, I'm just not understanding. So she sent out a cease and desist, and hopefully Blac Chyna definitely can get this clout chasing woman off her tail. And like, people definitely doing it. It's just really, really foolish. Like, they're doing anything for publicity and stuff to go viral. It's really weird. All right. Let me go to that was Blac Chyna. Okay. Kim. Do I have her? Oh my gosh. Jesus. All right. Y'all know her from Atlanta Housewives. Her house is being foreclosed. A house is being foreclosed on. And this white woman have been saying Candy House got roaches, Nene House is in the ghetto. Like she said all this stuff about these black reality stars, and now her house is up for auction. Like she's gonna lose her house. And I don't understand why do people buy $1 million homes on a limited income? Like I can understand you buying an estate and you just got the money to take care of it. But if you're on a limited income and most of your income comes from television and you lose television, why invest in $1 million house? What's the problem of having a condo? What's the problem of having a nice 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment? Like, why go or why not buy a house for about $400,000? You know what I'm saying? Get you a nice house for about 475,000 Alabama somewhere. Why go and buy and millions of dollars a house and you can't afford it? I would never understand that, Kim. I just don't. Like, maybe you should have never left Housewives. So many people think they're going to leave Housewives and they're going to be famous and they're going to get all these deals, and they don't get it like that. Kim didn't do that well. She's broke, allegedly. Nene Leakes, she's doing interviews with Larry Reid. She got the Delicia lounge, some lounge she got. Her son fell out, had a heart attack. All that fat was oppressing his heart. And so, but Kim, to see this, like you should have just stayed on the Housewives. You should have just stayed on the Housewives and get that easy check. And I just don't understand it. Just like my boy out here, he's not my boy, but the dancer, he danced and he lied and say, "This is my house. I bought this house." And to find out the people try to take him for mispayment of rent. I forgot his name. He's a dancer. He did a song with Brandy. He do all that Disney stuff. He be dancing. Todrick Hall, I thought that was his house, and he renting it. I'm like, why even rent a house that's worth millions? I just don't get it. Y'all in this Hollywood stuff, like when I make it, I'm gonna live in my means. Like I'm not gonna live beyond my means. I'm gonna give me a nice little condo. I'm gonna buy a house because I'm about buying property, about an apartment building, and get some residual income. But I'm not going, it's just me, and I'm gonna buy a 15-bedroom house. Like, it's just me. And I can understand if I have a family of 6 and I buy a 7, 8-bedroom house, I can understand it because I have a family to accommodate those rooms. But ain't nowhere in the world that I'm gonna be paying $40,000 to $50,000 in rent out a mansion. I don't get that. Like, I don't understand. I just don't understand it. Why do that and then be late on your payments and they expose your teeth? I don't get it. Like Kim, I don't feel sorry because you live beyond your means. Get you a regular studio apartment, okay? Live in Alabama somewhere. You get you a nice studio apartment and live your life and live your. You don't got to be in no mansion. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. Okay? Like that's crazy. Who pays 30, 40, $50,000 in rent? Ain't no, ain't nowhere, ain't nowhere in the world, Kim. Like I'm just not understanding. Okay, I don't feel sorry because you live beyond your means. Humble yourself, get your 3-bedroom, and be done with it. Okay. So we're gonna see how this is gonna play out. Look at her. Just look at her face, y'all. Look at her. Look at her. Ah! No, she didn't. She tried it. All right, y'all. In my last, we've been on her for an hour. In my last subject here, I want to talk about. Do I have their pictures? Give me a second. I thought I had their pictures. If I don't have the picture, let me scroll up. Okay. We're gonna be talking about Jason Lee and Armand Wiggins. This has been blowing up the internet. I said what I said, but today, Jason, he did an Instagram live and he was talking about he had anxiety, all of this. And of course, Armand did a post and delete on his Twitter. And of course, my people catch everything because they sent it to me immediately. They sent it to me to my end and we reposted it. Okay. And then we're going to talk about Kanye. We didn't forget about Kanye. I'm going to talk about this and I'm going to talk about Kanye. Then we're going to open up the phone lines. I didn't forget about Kanye. All right. I didn't forget about Kanye. All right. Here we go. So Armand went live and he said, it's these ninjas really thinking they have the keys to my success in their hand. LOL, the F. You ninjas are stupid AF. He's talking about Jason. Do you have anxiety when you was out running your mouth, talking all that ish when they try to play victim? And that's what he posted that. And so, Jason, he went live and he was saying, I get deals, I make money, I make this. And that could all be true. He's not going to diss Armand and drag Armand because he doesn't have the stamina to drag Armand. Armand win in the dragging session. What Jason Lee is doing right now, he's doing. I got the Hollywood deals. He's bragging about his Hollywood deals. You know what I'm saying? Just like he said in his live, which is a contradiction. I think he lying out his butthole. Yeah, I did a live, 2 weeks ago talking about 3 different people, and one person on the internet just went crazy, went on a whole rant against me. Bruh, you were talking about Armand Wiggins, Jason Lee. You wasn't talking about 3 other people. You was directly talking about Armand. You got 4,000 people. I got 4,000 people. You're not going to have a seat at my table. I kick you up. You were directly talking about Armand. You was trying to tell your audience and try to play this whole damage control thing. Talking about you wasn't talking about 3 different people. No, bruh, you were talking about Armand. And I would have more respect for you if you would have came out and said that on your platform, but you're playing these, not naming him, and then all of this, and playing these games like you got all these Hollywood deals. Then you lied about the whole thing with Kanye West. You left Kanye West back in September. And then you lied and said that you left because of the White Lives Matter. You left before that. And Kanye said because you were stealing money, Jason Lee, and that you was wearing designer clothes. And so that's just rumor. So you're mad at Armand because he came out and he just dragged you and posted those receipts that you talked to him very nasty. Didn't address that. See, I would have done what you, if you would have done a deconstruction on pinpointing about those text messages, the way how you felt and the way how you brought it up on social media. I mean, or privately, and then the way how you just want to play in Armand Wiggins' face. Now the ball is in Armand Wiggins' court because now people are going to be watching him. What about his Hollywood deals? What about his relationship with Cardi? Jason Lee made it perfectly clear. I bridged that gap with Madonna and Cardi. Is Cardi going to put Armand on the shelf and not respond to him and not listen to him? Who knows? But that remains to be seen. Jason have a decade response on when it comes to, being in the industry and working in Hollywood. He got almost 10 plus years of that. His roots are just grounded in the industry. And then he does a lot of lying in the industry as well, which a lot of people in Hollywood do. Because I don't think he owned his house. I think he rent. I heard allegedly he rent. And so you hear this stuff. Then Jason Lee was like, I want to give a shout out to Sherelle's World. Bruh, you super chatted Sherelle's World $499. Sherelle World came out and sung your praises. Sherelle World definitely thought that she was a nun, that she don't be out here in these YouTube streets dragging these celebrities, burning bridges with the Real Housewives, with the Miss Jenkins girl, Diana Jenkins. But the way that her husband, and I'm proud of you, Mr. Perry, I'm so proud of you, sir. You get a round of applause because you came out and you were taking up for your wife, sir. I'm glad of it. But I sent you an invitation, sir, to come on the Wiley Show. I'm saying it publicly, Mr. Perry. I want to have a conversation, man to man. Tell your wife to go cook some food, cook you some fried chicken or something. I want you to come on the show and let's have a conversation. Let's talk as men, all right? Because you was saying a whole lot of stuff. I mean, why y'all taking up for Diana? Because I can't. I don't care what she said. I was looking at that cease and desist letter that she sent to you all. She sent you one, Mr. Perry, and sent one to your wife, Sherelle World. And let's see, it may be a lawsuit. It may not be a lawsuit. Who knows? But I'm talking about Diana Jenkins. And then y'all got on y'all platform. I mean, see, let me say this real quick. Because these people, Ike and Tina got on that platform and literally, got on there and just, let me make sure I get, just dog out Auntie. Let me make sure I get her name right. Miss Auntie. She does reviews. Is it Auntie Review? Like they interview somebody. Let me make sure I get my facts. Auntie Advice. I'm sorry. Auntie Advice. So they had interviewed somebody on the 90-day fiance, happily ever after. And they were just dissing Auntie and Advice. They were just dissing and drag her. And I was like, why y'all dragging Auntie when y'all talking about don't burn bridges? Don't do this. And here y'all burn the bridge with Auntie. Mr. Perry, sir, y'all got on that platform. Oh, don't burn bridges. This is corporate America. This is corporate America. Don't burn bridges with corporate America. And here y'all have burnt a bridge with one of the housewives, Diana Jenkins. Like, I can go to Diana Jenkins and invite her on the Wiley Show, and she may come. She may come on my show. But I didn't diss her in saying that she was a prostitute like you, Sherelle, allegedly, and you, Mr. Perry. So the reason why Jason Lee have called them out and y'all have disrespected Auntie and said that she was nappy-headed, but y'all got on y'all platforms and tried to school Armand saying that he shouldn't burn bridges with Jason, and y'all called the black woman Auntie, called her a nappy-headed woman. I just don't understand that. So don't get up on this platform trying to preach to us, telling us don't burn bridges, when y'all out there burning bridges y'all damn self. Y'all be out here burning bridges. Now, Auntie, she is her name is Auntie Advice. Auntie Advice. She does reviews on the 90-day fiance, happily ever after. She does reviews on Love Doing Lockup. And, she does reviews. She have 40-some thousand. I'm sorry. She have 51,000 subscribers. And so we support Auntie over here. And I was so glad that I saw that. I said, hey, I'm going to come out and stand with Auntie, and I'm going to stand with Diana Jenkins. And I'm going to stand with all of these people. Because I'm glad because of the hypocrisy that coming from Mr. Perry and Mrs. Perry. They were speaking like they don't do no dirt on these YouTube streets. Okay? And it's okay to take Jason Lee's side if that's the side you want to take. But don't try to polish it up like, we don't want to burn bridges. We all about not burning bridges. Because in corporate America, you can mess up a bag, you can mess up a deal. And you said that after allegedly Jason Lee have sent you $500 super chat. Okay? Now, the ball is in Armand Wiggins' court. Because this is going to show, is he going to get people to come on his show, celebrities? He's definitely going to need that. A good celebrity interview that will go viral. He's going to have to start tapping into his celebrity relationships. And I think a lot of things where Armand is not saying is that, yes, I'm getting invited to the parties. I'm saying this, okay? I'm saying this. I'm getting invited to the party, but they're not giving me the access of doing shows or coming on my show. He's starting to say that. Like they'll play around with me, get on the phone with me, kiki with me, and DM me and post me on Twitter, but they're not giving me that exclusive interview. So now the ball's in the court. So I see you, Cardi, but you need to be sitting down on our Mild Wiggins show, sweetheart. Calling you out. My girl, she ain't my girl. She ratchet. Akbar, you did all that talk. You need to come on the Ahmad Wiggins show and talk to our Ahmad Wiggins. And maybe your career could just get a boost and maybe people will start downloading your music. He need that because he is the voice of female hip hop. I label him that. It's a fact. He does the best female hip hop reviews. Anytime it comes to female hip hop, he definitely only makes him different than DJ Academics. They actually go to DJ Academics show. Hopefully they will go on the show. And most of these women just deal with Armand, but they're not giving him the access and interview. So we will see about that. We would definitely see about that if that's going to happen. Hopefully it do happen. I'm not going to be shocked if it don't happen. But I'm saying that we need to call them out and say, hey, y'all need to be coming on this show. If you can get on the phone and keep, I just don't want to be your gay accessory that you just put something down my throat at a party. I want to see you in my studio doing a sit-down interview. You can keep your whipped cream and vodka to yourself and bring yourself and your Prada and your Gucci and whatever else, Balenciaga, and you sit down and you do an interview with me, just like Nene Leakes did an interview with Jason Lee. I'm just saying. You can keep your liquor and shoving it down my throat. I want to sit down interview. Now, Armand would say, I don't need this. I don't need it. He would say that, but he wants to sit down interview. He just can't say it. I can say it because I ain't got no ties with these people. Okay? So we would definitely see about that because they're treating Armand like a gay accessory, like a chain, a bag, a Gucci bag. So we're going to definitely see about that. Okay? All right. Now let's talk about Kanye West. And then we're going to open up the phone lines. Just my humble opinion. I'm cool with let me say this. I'm blocked. Let me rephrase this. I'm blocked by Armand Wiggins. I'm blocked by Jason Lee. Okay? So my loyalty don't lie with neither one of them. I was just team Armand because it's right. Because he didn't do nothing wrong in my eyes. Okay? But I'm still blocked from Armand Wiggins. And I'm still blocked from Jason Lee. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Jason Lee still be texting me from the Hollywood Unlocked because I subscribe to the number because I'm trying to get him on the show. They be like, call in gagging. We need some rates to come on, get advertising dollars. And I'm like, come on my show. I send emails, no response. I know you getting these emails, girl. I know you getting my emails. Answer them. Okay? Because I don't mind requesting. But I'm blocked by both of them. I'm blocked by Armand Wiggins. He blocked me. I'm blocked by Jason. I've been blocked by a lot of people, but I'm okay with it because once you've been blocked, it doesn't bother you. Once you get that first block, I've been blocked by Kay Michelle. She blocked me. Yeah. Roland Martin is the only one, a big person that blocked me and unblocked me. And we good now. Me and Roland. She don't have to agree to doing an interview. Yes, she do. In my humble opinion, Miss Sharpie, Cardi should go on Armand Wiggins show. That would help him. And that would help. And that would be part of his legacy. And that would help him to feed his family. In my humble opinion. I think so. I think she should go. In my humble opinion. And I think that Nicki Minaj should go on Armand Wiggins show. I told her that in the email. I said, you come on my show. And I wanted to interview her husband. She didn't respond to it, but we sent a message. I said, I want to interview your husband. Whenever he do an interview, I want to, because I never heard this man talk. I want to interview your husband. You and your husband want to do like a Oprah interview. I already got the camera crew. We come to your house. I want to interview your husband, and didn't get a response. So I didn't reach out. You know, it's really good. We want it. I want to interview these people because that's how you get the clout. That's how you get the clout. Okay? So, excuse me. I got blocked by Roland because I was dragging Roland. I was like, your show is not like MSNBC. Get you a real show. I was just going in with him on Twitter, and he had blocked me. But I was still a fan. I had a weird obsession with that. And then one day I was like, can you please unblock? And he unblocked me. And I've been cool with Roland since I was reckless with him off on Twitter. Like, I was reckless doing them days on Twitter. I don't care if I'm a fan of him, I still drag him just to have an interaction. I stopped doing that. Right now I'm good on Twitter. I don't be arguing with people on Twitter. I don't even argue with people down there. So and everything like that. All right. That was that. Okay, now let's talk about Kanye, because I had a lot of stuff to say about Kanye. And then we're going to open up the phone lines. We're going to let the public, y'all going to call in and y'all going to give y'all thoughts. Kanye has been dropped by Adidas. He has been dropped by Foot Locker side, Chase Bank, and all these people have dropped him. And I'm saying that they would say, well, Wiley, how can the Jewish community get all these deals snatched? Because the Jewish community, they stick together. They use their economic power to whatever their stance on. If you're not agreeing with their stance, they can shut you down. Black people, unfortunately, due to the division of Black America, we're not utilizing our muscle and our political power and our power in corporate America. We are silent. We don't pressure brands to change up and to rally behind, because when Kanye West said something about George Floyd, the NAACP, the Urban League, Reverend Al Sharpton, all these major people should have letters. All of these professional, sororities and fraternities, they should have had letters saying he should be dropped. I didn't see that. Now, if it happened, let me know. But they're not really utilizing their power. Our Black politicians, they didn't call for Kanye to be counseled. They were pretty much silent. But when you say something against the Jewish community, they use their power privately. They will come out publicly. And privately, they're making phone calls, they're emailing, they're talking to executives, they're applying pressure to these brands, and they're going to drop you. But when Kanye was saying that slavery was a choice, they didn't drop Kanye, because Black folks did not call for that to happen. We did not pressure for that to happen. We actually said, oh, it's Kanye. Kanye, he got the bipolar. Yeah, I'm still gonna be wearing me some Yeezy. They didn't drop him. But when he went on this whole rant against the Jewish community, you see he lost deals, and he lost it instantly. And he's supposed to be a billionaire, but the Forbes, they say he's no longer a billionaire. He's worth $400 million. And I'm like, the Forbes are biased, because how do you know how much money that man got in his bank account? So you see this stuff that's really, really going on. And Kanye is to blame, because he's not really a Black man that wanted to do for self. He done a deal with Adidas. Kanye West could have had the infrastructure, could have built faculties. He could have had deals where he make the shoes and employ African American people and distribute it on his own website and shipped it out. He not really using his economic power to empower African American people. He's doing deals with other organizations, so they can always fire you. This is what I'm saying. So if you really do got the power, Kanye, why don't you test out your power by building up a Black economic machine and investing in that? But Kanye just on the whole thing, he trashed Black people. He's saying that George Floyd didn't die from the man on the internet. He died from fentanyl. He lied about that. And Kanye just is weird. And I'm glad that he's losing deals. I'm glad. Hopefully he get a wake-up call. Hopefully he goes to the hospital, get some treatment, come out a new man. You know what I'm saying? He probably needs some good Black poom, a Black woman in his life. Because ever since he got attached with them Kardashians, he just went loco. And clearly, and if he's not checking his mans, that's another reason, because when you're manic, when you ain't on your mans, you just get to talking. You just get to rambling and grambling on just talking. And he's losing deals. Like, he's losing big money. Adidas dropped him, and they're expected to lose $240-some million in the fourth quarter. That's a lot of bread. And let's be clear. People wasn't studying Adidas. They was a fan of Kanye. They loved those shoes. That Kanye have a big base. A lot of white folks buy Kanye shoes. And so I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a fan of what Kanye said. I'm not a fan of that. I just hope that Black people, we start utilizing our economic power, our power in the industry to counsel people when they want to be anti-Black if they Black themselves. Like, it shouldn't be where we embrace somebody that's lying on George Floyd. You need to be counseled for that. But Kanye should have been counseled years ago when he said slavery was a choice. We should have band together and said, no, we need to put you in timeout because that's clearly a lie. Slavery is not a choice. But we didn't. The brands didn't drop them, and the brands didn't drop them because we did not apply any pressure to those brands. We didn't use our power to those brands. But we will see how this is going to play out. Kanye's not going to be in the unemployment line. He's still sending a lot of millions. Hopefully, one day he gets the help that he needs. So now I'm going to open up the phone lines, and I stand with the Jewish community. I love the Jewish community. I just pray one day, the African American community, we can utilize our power and our influence and demand that our leaders speak out when people say ignorant stuff towards the Black community. I pray that we get there. I pray that we utilize our economic power. That's my prayer for the Black community. I pray that our Black organizations do not have to be paid for these same oppressors, and they can't even come out with a statement because the donors of the NAACP and the Urban League are oppressors, so they really can't give out a letter. So I pray that we start funding our institutions and funding our leaders, and that we speak out against when people say ignorant things towards the Black community. That's my prayer. Okay. But I pray that's our prayer. All right. So so let's see about it. Let's open up the phone lines. I'm gonna open up the phone lines and let y'all call in. We are live. We are here again with another episode of the Wiley Show, and greatly appreciate y'all for coming through. For this, give me a second. It's 500 people in the chat. Make sure you thumbs up the video. Make sure you thumbs up really quickly. We're gonna open up the phone lines. I didn't even know it was gonna be these many people in the chat today. But y'all here. Y'all here. We love y'all. We here and we love y'all. All right, hold on one second. We're gonna open up the phone lines. If y'all can hear, if it works, y'all let me know. And then y'all can give y'all thoughts. I know it's late, but hey, we here. Hold on. All right, that's just like my prayer that we utilize the economic power because we have to. All right, moderators, if y'all can post the 646 number, if it works, 646-716-8447.
Start your show now, press 1.
Your show is scheduled to start in 27 seconds.
All right. Look, I'm going to spoken word. Like, we have to utilize our power, man. Let me put this number on here. We're opening up the phone line, so y'all can definitely call in right now. Call in. We're not dropping.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
All right. I don't know if y'all heard that. Yeah, let me know if y'all actually heard that in the back, that Blog Talk Radio sound. All right. The phone lines is open. All right. Finish my research. Thank you for keeping me company. Oh, thank you. Finish your research paper. Thank you for coming on the Wiley Show. All right. 4893, caller, you live on the air.
Wiley?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you very well.
Okay, thank you.
I want to place a comment about Kim and Croy. First of all, their house is 6,700 square feet. Who needs a house that big, and who's doing the cleaning? It's it's overkill, to say the least. She was a wretched person to Nene. She was wretched to the other ladies on the show. And anybody that knows anything about sports knows that football players are paid the least amount of money. So for them to attempt to purchase a property that large shows that they did that without any type of financial advisement. And you reapeth, you soweth. And that's all I have to say, Wiley.
Because, like, for me, I'm like, if you can't afford it, why even get a house that big if you can't afford it? Because
why would you need a house that big?
Right, because I know Tyler Perry, he have a whole estate, and he's in a billionaire status. He can afford it. But if you have that and you can't afford it, I'm not understanding why even get a house that big. Like me personally, if I were one day, I'm going to get $352 million one day, and I'm not going to buy the most big house because why? It's just me. Now, if I had a family of 6 kids or 7 kids, I can understand that getting a big property because you have a lot of kids. But if you don't have that, why get into that, especially if you can't afford it? Most of your income is coming from television, and you lose that television deal because television doesn't last forever. That money don't last forever because it can be canceled anytime.
And you know what? And you speaking just also enlightened me to something else. Remember how badly she treated her mother and father at the wedding?
Wow.
Payback. She got payback. Remember that?
Oh wow, I didn't remember that, but I heard about it.
Yeah, she had her parents escorted out of her wedding court, out of the wedding, and she didn't speak. I don't even think they speak to this day. But I guess she'll be moving in with mommy now.
Wow. And see, my thing is this, because one day we will have that amount, and people are, oh, you shouldn't say that. You should speak it, right? And so me personally, I think once she left the Real House of Atlanta franchise, she should have downgraded her property, because once you're not getting that income, you can't fund that lifestyle anymore. And that's why Sheree, she came back crawling back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because she needed that income because nothing is really going on.
Exactly.
Nene was kind of smart because she got a business, she got other little business going on, and she had a husband that had money. So the Real Housewife wasn't her only income. But if you no longer have that income, you need to downgrade, in my humble opinion. And that's, you got to be careful with it. Yeah.
Right. And another smart money move that Sheree made is that house is not in Sheree's name. That house is in her mother's name.
Wow.
Chateau Sheree is her mother's house. Okay. But anyway, you know, when I heard last night that Kim and Croy were going to be put out, I was like, first of all, who needs a house that's 6,700 feet? Who needs a house that big? Who's cleaning it? And you know, what's the purpose? But anyway, God bless you, Wiley. Have a blessed evening.
God bless you. Who's cleaning it? Oh man. Oh wow. Okay. 9326 caller, you're live on the air. Okay.
Hi, Wiley.
Hi, welcome to the Wiley Show.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good. I wanted to make sure you was talking to me. Well, I'm glad to see you, Wiley. I want to touch on the subject about your dad.
Yes.
I went through that too. And I once went to my cousin's house, and I heard my mom was talking about it. I happened to see my two brothers. They're twins. They're police officers.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen their pictures. At first, I thought it wouldn't bother me, but it hit me like a ton of bricks, Wiley. I went in the bathroom and I cried.
Wow.
I didn't let my mother and my cousin know when I came out, but it hit me like a ton of bricks.
Wow.
So I just pray that you get to meet your dad. I did get to meet my dad, though, before he passed. So my prayer is that you get to meet your dad.
Yes.
Everyone needs to meet their dad. Everyone needs to. So you have a sense of where you come from.
Absolutely.
You know, even though you grow up to be a fine young man, but it gives you a sense of where you come from. So that's my prayer for you, Wiley. And I love you. I'm just going to watch and shut up now, baby. Bye-bye.
Thank you. I love it. I receive it. Love you. Thank you.
Okay, so bye-bye.
Thank you.
I love you more.
Bye-bye. Can y'all see me? Oh my God. Hold on. Bear with me, you guys. Bear with me. Let me know if y'all can see me. Why my internet just came on and just went back on?
Your show now, press 1.
It appears that the host has already dialed into this show. Only one host is allowed per show. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Oh, 9561. Can you hear me? Oh, what? Hold on. Oh, child, we gotta redo it. Can y'all hear me? Internet went off and it came back on. Hold on, y'all. I gotta reboot the lines. My bad. Hold on, y'all. I gotta reboot the lines. Give me a sec, cause like the internet went off and it came back on. Like, I don't understand that. Give me a second, you guys. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. We are live, and we definitely open up the phone lines to let y'all call in. It just stopped and it came back on. Hold on 1 second. All right. I'm gonna reopen the lines. Give me a second. All right. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. This internet, child. All right, we're gonna reboot the lines. Sorry, it just went off and then it clicked back on. So y'all just bear with us.
Your show now, press 1.
Your show is scheduled to start in 30 seconds.
Yes. All right, thank you. We are here. So the number is 646-716-8447. Just call back in. Let me type it in the chat because most of y'all are reading the chat. Call back in. My bad. Internet just went off and then it came back.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
All right, here we go. All right, hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay. 5369. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, we live. Can y'all hear the caller? Go ahead.
Yes, hello.
Welcome.
Testing 1, testing 2.
Okay, I think they can hear you. if they say they can hear you, then we have to do it over. Okay, go ahead.
Testing. Like, okay, so I wanted to touch on the topic with Armand and Jason Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I think about it, now that I've sat back and all the dust has settled, I think that it probably was a chess move that Jason made by getting Armand to expose him publicly. And the only reason why I say that is because Hollywood is a very secret society. We know, though a lot of things are coming out about Hollywood, the big mystery of Hollywood is that it's a secret society, right? It's exclusive, it's limited. You have to be the who's and the what to get into these doors. And the one thing they seem to hate the most is when people are exposed. They hate being exposed. That's like it's death to them for them to be exposed. So I think from a chess move point of view, because Jason already has the connections. Jason is already well affiliated. Though I think that it was so juicy for us to see him get his just dessert, I think it was also a chess move for him because he knows that these Hollywood big leagues are not going to want to deal with someone who they feel as though when they get angry with them, they're going to expose them. And them seeing him get exposed on such a big caliber, though it did amazing numbers for Armand, it could have potentially set him back because if you want to be around the celebrities, like Beyonce said in her song, you're going to have to sign a non-disclosure. Like they're very big on privacy. They're very big on if I tell you something, that it should stay with you and no, it should never make it to the public. So I don't know. I hope it doesn't because I think Armand is extremely talented. And I know I can tell from Armand, he's not just satisfied with just being a YouTuber and celebrity gossip. I feel like Armand wants to be the celebrity. I feel like that's his passion, is to become a celebrity and be not the person reporting people on red carpets. He wants to be on the red carpets. He wants to be the one getting interviewed. So it did amazing for him to, expose Jason because we all, secretly hate Jason's guts. But I think on the back end, it kind of could have backfired a little bit and set him back a little bit more because you're in Hollywood now. You're in LA. Like, it's all about connections there. You can have no talent in LA, but if you are connected, you can be successful.
I think that, and I agree. I agree with you too. But also, when Armand, his goals have to be, whether you want to be in industry, you got to be fake. I hate to say it, but you can't keep it 100. You can keep it at a 60. You keep it at a 50. But being in this industry, you can't really keep it at a 100. You can't. Because everybody can't. Everybody can't take your 100. So if he want to make it in the industry, he's going to have to be fake. I hate to say it, you got to kiss a lot of butt, and all that. And I don't know where Cardi B going to, because after this situation, I said the ball is in Armand Wiggins' court because Jason immediately he had the Madonna on the phone, he had Cardi B on the phone. The reason why we can agree to this because Cardi said thank you, Jason. And so Jason is very connected in Hollywood. And I think what messed up with Armand, he's very connected with executives, etc. Because he got the Hollywood Unlocked brand, he got the Floyd Mayweather, he got that whole injury. And
I was shocked when he was able to get Madonna. Like that's major.
That's really, really major. And he really showcased it. So I think with Armand, I don't think that he even should subliminate. I think he just should be focused on his show and his brand. And one thing about Jason Lee, he have a strong Hollywood Unlocked, is very connected. Armand Wiggins need to get into that building, and he need to start putting his money towards that. Because he made good money on YouTube, and his check gonna be real sickening. He got a sickening check, not too long. He's gonna have to start putting boots on the ground, getting interns, and really putting his money outside his outfits and put aside his brand. Because what you could say about Jason, he got that Hollywood Unlocked engine, and it's supported by a lot of Hollywood elites. and he is connected.
A lot of elite.
He is connected, and Armand Wiggins is there,
no doubt.
And I think that what pissed it off when I saw the video when he said, "Oh, Tiffany Haddish ain't got no man." I'm like, "No, talk about Tiffany, because Tiffany is innocent. Tiffany didn't have." But I think that spirit of dragging, it just came out. Now Armand could have just been silent on it. He could have, but he came out, and I'm like, I'm glad he said it. But then again, once the death settled, the way have Jason Lee played this. Oh, I only strategically talk about people.
It does
he stopped playing to make Armand look crazy.
Like he could,
you know.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he did.
Because you got to think about it in the bigger picture.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because I like Armand, and I really am now growing to see him as like this talent. Like he has talent, not just in celebrity gossip, but he has something about him, and it's
the
something
music
about him that makes him stand out.
Absolutely, he has
that je ne sais quoi.
He have that. He does have the it factor, but I think this is going to teach Armand and say everything is not worth a response.
But Hollywood doesn't care about talent. Unfortunately, Hollywood doesn't care about talent.
Absolutely,
they don't.
Because it's a lot of people that's popping. It's a lot of people that's popping with no talent.
Exactly.
Well, that's true.
Exactly. And it's unfortunate, but it's really about who you know. It's about who you know and about what you acquire. Even how Armand is dressing, he has to put on airs because that's what Hollywood is about. It's all about having the look and being things that you are before you are.
Absolutely. And I get the look part, but he also gotta put money, because I remember he said, and talking about the lie, I want to have a meeting with Jason Lee about lights. And I'm like, that's a simple, baby. It's plenty people in Hollywood that know stuff about lights and interns and producers. You know what I'm saying? That's an easy.
Well, Jason Lee at the time was supposed to have been his mentor. So he was, it's a very fickle place where you put trust in someone and they make you believe that they have your back. And then they turn around and not follow through. But that's the part that he probably had to see, that how fake the industry is.
Yeah.
Because though Jason Lee seemed like he was rooting for him, ultimately he never was going to put him on to the magnitude of game, because he sees that he will outshine him. It's
absolutely.
It's undeniable.
I don't know if he didn't see it or he didn't want to see it or he had to learn or he had to be one of them people. Because I saw it and I knew that was fake. I knew it wasn't going to last. I'm like, you didn't see this and stuff like that. And like, because with Armand, and
he saw that power. He saw, you know what Armand saw? He saw the power. He saw the access. He was invited to parties that Armand got to taste a little bit of what the Hollywood life is like, to be on red carpet, the whole Thai event. So if you listen to Hollywood people, they will tell you that is the obsession, to always be in the spotlight.
Yeah, that's the
obsession.
Yeah.
Once you get a taste of that Hollywood life, it's addictive. It's addictive, and he wants that. He wants it so bad he can taste it, and he's willing to do anything to get it. But unfortunately, it's very much a chess playing game. It's all about who you know. It's the moves you make, and everything has to be at the right time, the right place, and boom. But it's not by chance. It's very much strategic.
I want to ask you, since I have you on here, do you think Armand will get that interview with a Cardi or Nicki? Because that potentially can take him to the next level. Do you think he's going? Because Jason had Kanye West on his show. He had all type of celebrities on the show that we can run down a whole list. Do you think Armand will get that celebrity interview?
So.
Because he already got the infrastructure.
I hope so. And I feel like as Cardi, as much as this man has stuck his head out for her, she should give that to him. But the unfortunate part is that we know why Cardi even is dealing with Armand, and you even know why Nicki even deals with a lot of these people that she deal with. It's all a move that they make so that they won't be, talked about negatively in the media.
That's true.
And it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate because the artists know that these people just need that clout to have them attached to their name, and they're never going to give them what they know that this person need to take them to the next level. Of course, an interview by Cardi B would it would take Armand to the next level because Cardi B has clout. And once people see that Cardi messes with Armand, then everyone who messes, a lot more people are going to want to mess. That's how fake Hollywood is. It's really just that fake. It's all who's and who's. Oh, Armand interviewed Cardi, so guess what? Now Nicki's going to want to be interviewed by Armand. Or other female rappers are going to want to be interviewed by Armand. But it's all about that first person opening that door and allowing people to see you as a force.
Absolutely. And you're not lying, because I see once that one person come on there, that could be like, say for instance, Nicki were to call into the Wiley Show and instantly go viral, and it's just go, I will have it won't be hard for me to get these celebrity interviews because we do reach out.
No.
I know me personally, I've personally reached out to these people, but just know they do ask, well, what do you think about? I don't know. You know, it's a who's who in the industry. And so
it's very polished. It's strategic. And also just think about it. Cardi, when Armand first came out with his song, she didn't shout the song out. She didn't promote the song. She made it, he was upset about that. Nicki shares him on one of her posts, and then now all of a sudden Cardi is shouting the song out. You see how it's a ricochet effect?
Yes, I saw it. Yes,
it's a ricochet effect. Like, that's power. That's like, okay, now I want to deal with you because here it is. Nicki is shouting you out, and now you're making it public that Nicki is supporting you. Now, how do I look as knowing that you ride for me and not to support you? So she knew she had to then follow through with something to show her allegiance to Armand.
Right.
And it's unfortunate. It's a look. I'm telling
but
you.
I would ask you this. I want to ask you this: can you still be successful without Hollywood? Because I'm not. I don't want I'm not into like going to Hollywood parties. Like, that's not me. I don't even club in my real life. So I may go to a bar, but that's not. I'm a homebody. So I'm like, can you still be popping without that? I want to get your thoughts on that.
Okay, everything has levels.
Okay,
as we know, there's levels to everything in life. So your level may be to be able to make good money talking about these people and live a comfortable life in the privacy of your own home and not really having to rub elbows with the who's of Hollywood. And that may be good enough for you. So that's the level that you achieve, and you achieve that, and you make great money, and you're able to live, develop wealth. That's fine for you. That's the level you reach. You reach your pinnacle. Armand, I believe his pinnacle is to become a celebrity.
Yeah, you ain't lying. You're not lying about that, because the way how he dressed, because like me, I don't care nothing about these like that. I never ever, and like now I have to worry about my look because the show is growing. But that like Balenciaga, but
no, that's not you, Wiley, and it's okay.
That's not me.
Are the same way. It's okay.
For me, I would want. Like you speaking about levels, and one of I would love to be a person to fund a movie. You know what I'm saying? Be in the background, fund a movie. Fund a project, be a fun, and those people doing that. Those people exist. I don't have to be in the forefront. I just want, like if I had the money, me personally, I even had dreams about this, funding Lil' Kim, making her pop. Like I want to do that.
That's why they have producers,
producers. Yeah, I'm not into the whole thing.
These people play the background and they get wealthy. Some of them are more wealthier than
the people.
Stars.
Right. So because that doesn't get me. Cardi B party, Usher, like that does that. That don't make me move. That don't get me up. This is not me. Yeah. But I think with Armand, that's him. He likes. Yes. He likes, and that's the most hurtful part, because I think Jason Lee saw that and used
he saw that,
and dangled that, and just
it in front of him. Because I'm telling you, it's infectious. Like if you ever walked on Hollywood Boulevard, or if you ever been on a red carpet before and have all these lights on you, I'm telling you, it's like something happens. You transform, and you transfix into something else, and you're like, oh my God. I never felt like this before. It's a high.
Because with Jake, when I and it's very addictive, and I heard a lot of celebrities, they talk about that addiction, And I look at Jason. Jason, when I read his book and really studied Jason, he kind of finessed his way into the industry. And he just, and some people that know how to finesse their way into industry. I don't know how he finessed his way into the industry, but he did it. Even when, I don't know if this is true, but Jason, you wrote in your book, he was talking about Queen Latifah. And he said he would used to call the studio with Queen Latifah when she would do Living Single. I don't know if it's true or not. And he said he would just call and pretend like he was a cousin and say, oh, yeah, one of her family members, I'm her cousin, I'm sick or in the hospital or something like that, just to get Queen Latifah on the phone. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what the man wrote. But let's just say it is true. That means you catfish and finesse your way into industry. That's a way to get in to do that. Into industry. And as I said, did many people read that book? You can fake it till you make it and stuff like that. Now, do I believe that Jason Lee got millions on top of millions on top of millions? I don't know. But the way how he talk about it, I'm like, should I believe this or not? But you see, he have employees.
Well, no, it's the Hollywood talk.
Okay.
I'm telling you, okay. I don't know. I don't want to say too much without saying too much, but there's a language that Hollywood people talk, and it's all about being obvious, being over the top. It's about having this. It's about being the best of the best.
Okay.
To stand out. So you have to believe it. You have to speak it, and you have to own it, even if it's not there. So when you're talking to people, everyone is trying to one up each other. There, it's very pretentious. Very pretentious. And with people like Jason Lee, he knows that he doesn't have talent. He's not the most attractive person. But what does he have? He has resources. He has connections. He has clout. And that is what he uses to advertise himself. Whereas though someone like Armand, his personality is big, and he doesn't have to say, I got this, that, and the third. People are just going to be interested in him just by his talent. Jason doesn't have that to rely on, so he has to rely on the things he does have, which is power, access, into the celebrity world, names and numbers. These people may not even really care for him, but the thing is, he has talked to them, and he can use that as leverage, as me being better than you. I'm better than you because I have this.
And since we speaking about Armand, I hear you, and you definitely teaching me. Do you think he can come up from this? Is he done?
No, I don't think he's done, but I think Armand needs to realize that YouTube may be not where he want to be, but it could be a diamond in the rough.
Okay.
I feel like the space that he has obviously garnered a lot of success just from his home on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And if he keeps going, he's going to eventually make a new wave and he's going to create a new wave in the industry, whereas though he's not going to have to look for them, they're going to come looking for him. That's what I'm saying.
It only take that one person that was like, okay, I'm going to get this man. It only take a one yes for a person to take him to the next level. Because I remember speaking about Armand, he said that his show had to be more developed, because I think he had talked to one of Jason Lee producers. They said, you got it, but you got to have more. It got to be more polished, more Hollywood.
Yes, it got to be more polished because he's controversial. And though we love, like I said, we love the exposures. we love how he exposed Jason Lee. Oh my God, I loved it. I'm not going to sit here. I'm quite sure a lot of people was like, yes, get him, rooting him on. But I think the issue came is with how do you market that? How do you market that? And that's the part right there. You can't really market someone who is out here exposing, celebrities, because that's not the field that can take you to. You want to be to the point where these people trust you, so they will want to sit down and interview with you. They won't interview with someone that they don't trust.
Okay. All right. So they say this sir need to get a YouTube channel. I'm glad you gave me this perspective, because you are schooling us about Hollywood. And you, like you said, you can see that Armand wants to be a celebrity, because when that picture when Kanye West, that was one of his main focal points of why he was pissed at Jason, because Jason rewrite the article and took his picture and have them take Kanye West and Armand picture out of it, and he was so happy about that moment. And then sometimes you can't even be that happy to folks because folks be like, okay, I'm gonna use that against him. I'm gonna snatch that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he saw that yearning and that desire that Armand had to not just be a celebrity reporter. He saw that Armand wanted to be the celebrity himself. When that article posted, it really showed that Armand was happy. Not only that he was being photographed with Kanye, but it was also showing that Armand was just as popularized as Kanye, and he made sure he said Kanye X Armand as if they were collaborating. Like, I'm not your fan, I'm your equal.
Wow, that's a good point. That's a good idea. Well, man, and Jason Lee probably was like, let me show this man who's boss. And I think that really just had Armand just woo. And I personally think that's why you have to surround yourself with good counsel and be like, bro, that don't deserve a response. Sometimes you need those people in your ear.
And he would have used Armand and the crazy sad part is that Jason would have used Armand anyway to bring the people in, like he was doing with gagging. He was going to use him as the face, but he was going to be in the back end pocketing all the money. He knows Armand has talent. He just was trying to find a way how he can finesse Armand to get money off of Armand's talent.
That's true.
That's what that was about.
That's true, because I know when he first brought in gagging, he really rushed to over Armand, started super chatting, finesse his way to Armand, got Armand to come on the show, and he got Armand audience into gag, because when Jason first came out, nobody was checking for him in this YouTube space to do gagging. He did the podcast, but it wasn't getting no mega views. And then when he started getting Armand attached to it, he was getting more views than the celebrities.
A lot more views than the celebrities. And when someone sees that, and they're as seasoned as Jason has been in the industry, they already know the moves to make. Like, let me sit in the background now. I'm going to market you to make me money.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make it seem like I'm doing it all for your benefit. Like he told him, I'm looking out for you. No, Jason, you were looking out for yourself. But it's good to, when you're backed in a corner and your defenses are up, you will always say, well, I was looking out for you, but you knew you were never looking out for him. You were looking out for a way that you could profit off of him.
Absolutely.
Just like anyone else in Hollywood.
Because he kept saying, I'm here for black media, black folks, and black. And in reality, Jason, you're not really for, if a person's trying to surpass you, you're not going to have that support for them. Absolutely not.
He's not. We knew that. That's a given.
That is definitely a given. And I'm glad that we having this conversation, because now we're going to be watching Armand Wiggins' steps. And I think that with Armand, like going on station here being messy, he's going to have to change. Unfortunately, he's going. If you want to make
his whole format,
he's going to have to change the format.
He does.
If you want to make it
in
Hollywood.
We love the mess.
I love it.
You don't want to just be known for the mess,
right?
You don't.
Unfortunately,
for views.
Absolutely.
But when it gets time for him, if he ever want to be where he wants to be and where I believe he's going to be one day, he has to change his format. He's going to have to sacrifice a few of his following to gain millions.
Absolutely, that's
a good point. Because you have to sacrifice a few followers to gain millions.
Thank you.
I believe that.
Thank you, caller. Where you calling from? From a secret location.
Right now I am from a secret location. No. I'm actually calling from New York right now, but I used to live in LA. I had business out there, so there's a lot of things that I was exposed to being in LA, and just like I said, it's very pretentious, and it's all about elitists. And people tend to get washed into speaking about things that they don't even have. I mean, so many people are struggling, but you would never know it because they have to pretend that they're not. So you get caught up in this fake world. It's very fake.
Yeah, because like the Tajik Hall situation, this is my house, and then the people have to sue him for the rent, and I'm like, and people was like, Wiley, that's not uncommon in Hollywood. I'm like, really?
It's really not.
People do that?
I'm telling you, they be struggling. I mean, we're talking about 1-bedroom apartments that's running like $5,000 a month,
wow.
$10,000 even. how can you really live the way you want to live and do the things you want to do if you're not bringing the money in? So the average person is not living really up to what they're talking about. They're really faking it till they make it. I'm telling you, the average person is faking it till they make it. But hey, it's Hollywood. What do you say? That's showbiz.
Yeah, for me, I look at how my life. I love being on the outside, talking about those on the inside. Some people want to be on the inside, stuff like that. I'm not. I remember we did a reality show, and I was with investors and stuff, and I'm like, wow. But I can tell when them cameras on, it was like an addiction. Like it was a whole nother Wiley. But when the camera's off, I'm in my room just as quiet. You would have not known that I did all that stuff. But when them cameras on in the confessions, it was like, whoa. And I get what people are saying. Like it's like it was an out of body experience. Like, but when them cameras on, but when it's off, I was just as calm. Just as you went. Like they showed a clip of it, and then they didn't even show the part where we did in Florida. You wouldn't even know, is this the same Wiley? Because like the cameras was on and the producer's telling me stuff, but then when it's off, I'm just as quiet. You would have not like a
laid back Wiley. We probably wouldn't even recognize you in the street.
Right, just as quiet you were.
Night and day.
But when the camera and when the lights and camera, it was like a high. I was doing all type of stuff, and so you're definitely right about.
It's a high, and once you get it. Or have a little bit of taste of it to go to exclusive parties that only certain people can be at, and be able to be on red carpets and be at shows that people wish and dream to go to. I'm telling you, once you get just a little taste of that, it can make a person. It's like a drug. It's really like a drug, and it's addictive, and you need it every day. You want it more. You crave it. You yearn for it, and people die trying to achieve it.
Wow. Yeah, You're not lying, because I hear so many of these stories, and it's glad to hear your part because you was in LA, hearing that experience. And you probably can write a book about what's really, what's really going on.
But I won't be. I will not be doing that. Like I said, them secrets, they like them. Them secrets are secrets for a reason, and that's the only reason why I say that it was a chess move on Jason's behalf, because he knows that certain things being exposed is just not a go there. It's good for we, the viewers, we love it as for entertainment value. Oh, it's amazing. But in the secret world of Hollywood elites, their privacy is their biggest possession.
Wow.
And they need to know that they can have that with you, with anyone.
Because when Jason said I had anxiety and I went off on somebody and I lost a brand, and the brand called me and they said, see, we'll do business with you, but the way how you drag that person, we're not gonna do business. And he said this other person ain't got that yet. And he was like Target or mine. Some of that have truth in it, and him just speaking out because brands do see that. It's people that get paid to watch YouTubers so they can take it to the celebrity to take their style. And I don't think people want to attach themselves to that, exposing text messages, exposing voice notes, exposing that. Yeah.
No, that's a bad deal. Like there's things I know about people that I'm going to have to take to the grave, because if I want to continue to work and I want to continue to have a career, I have to understand that privacy is very important to people who have their whole world being exposed. Like these celebrities, they're always being watched all the time. So they really have no real personal lives. So if they share something with you personally, that's more valuable to them than money.
Absolutely. And I think that what you're saying is, even if what Orman said Jason Lee did is true, the public did not need to know that. He should have took that and be like, okay, I'm gonna show you in my success, in the deals I'm gonna make.
I'm gonna move differently. Because the dust is settled, and we, of course, for views, we're gonna watch, we're gonna egg it on, because we are just regular. When you're regular,
it got 200
your world,
right? Because it was regular to me, because that ain't my world. I'm a fan. I'm like,
regular to you. You ain't trying to be a celebrity.
Right.
You ain't in Hollywood.
Right. I'm not Tiffany Haddish. Right. And so it got like
TV.
The 200,000 it got 200,000 viewership. So you know people saw that and some people seen that video.
A lot of people saw it, as well as celebrities have seen it.
Absolutely.
Different celebrities have saw it, and though they may be secretly saying, you know what, Jason deserved it. I'm glad someone got him, but publicly they'll be right with him, like, oh my God, that was wrong. Like I can't believe he would do something like that. That's how fake Hollywood is. That's how fake they are. They'll literally be like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. Like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna deal with him. Thank you for letting me know this and that. And secretly they're calling him on the phone like, yeah, thank you, you got it. Yeah, you did that. And that's the messed up part, because he'll probably have people supporting him on the back end, but he don't need them to support him on the back end. He needs those celebrities to support him on the front end.
Absolutely.
so that people can see that he has celebrity allegiance. They don't need him in the shadows like they like to talk to him a lot of times on the phones and in text messages and Instagrams. Why are you not talking to me on a public forum? Show me that you have allegiance to me. But they don't do that.
They'll leave you. They will leave you out there to drive by yourself. And
yes, they do.
Yeah, and that's what Monique was
doing all this route in.
Yeah, they will leave you out there. They will leave you out there to drive. And it's something that you said, and I'm just really, my brain is just working here. I remember when Monique was talking about Hollywood, how they mistreated her, and 50 Cent came out and said, "I'm going to work with Monique." The next day or a couple days after, Lee Daniels, I forgive you, Monique. That's what I'm like. Whoa, like this woman have been out here, but it took 50 Cent. And
the hell they put her through, speaking her mind and exposing those big. Once again, exposing people got her blackballed. That's what it did.
Absolutely.
She was telling the truth.
Absolutely.
Exposing got her blackballed. That's all it was. She said something that really happened, a real life experience happened to her, but she said it about powerful people. And these powerful people have enough connections to where, if you say this about them, what won't you say if I work with you? Are you going to tell my business now? Are you going to expose my business now? And because of all of that, Monique had to literally take such a major loss when all she wanted to do was be heard.
Absolutely.
She just wanted people to hear her experience.
And then once 50 Cent came and said, he said, I'm going to work with her.
It changed the game, you see?
And then you seen him
power, connection.
Well, you're not lying. You ain't lying about that.
Rolling.
And then now you see the Netflix.
Everyone wants to work with Monique. Now she's becoming popular again because someone as powerful as 50 Cent said, well, I'm going to work with her. And you already know she's talented, so anything she touches is going to turn to gold.
Yes.
That's the thing. They could never deny her talent. She's a talented actress. She's a talented comedian. And those are things that were given to her. Those are God-given gifts. So they know that they can't deny that. So what they would do is they would just basically not give her an opportunity to showcase her talent. But he was going to give her an opportunity to showcase her talent. And once her talent is being displayed, you can't deny it. You just couldn't deny it. Monique is just talented.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you, brother. Whoever you are, make sure you email me because I like that voice of educating me about Hollywood. Because I never visit LA, never been a part of no Hollywood party. I've been around people that is in the industry, like when I was taping a reality show, but never to like, okay, Wiley, we going to a Diddy party or we going to Kanye. I never had that experience, and I hope that I'm ready not to get a taste and be hooked on it like crack. So I hope that if I do get an invitation, they don't hook me in, that I'm doing anything to get that way. So I really got to be like, woo, like let me prepare myself because that industry have ate a lot of people up.
Thing.
Yeah, and
yes,
it's spew a lot of people out.
Yes.
So,
but I will say this about you, though, Wiley. You continue on your route. You know, you like you said, the greatest thing about you is that you don't yearn to be in the spotlight. So you have the potential to make endless amounts of money that will never be really exposed to the public because you don't mind being in the background, working behind the scenes, building these stars, building these celebrities. So that puts you in a completely different league. And like I said, I know people who were just on the back end that was worth more than the people who they were, starring, role. So it's amazing how much money you can make as a producer or as a, engineer or anything in the back of the scenes of Hollywood. They make a lot of money.
Yeah, they make a lot.
Ridiculous amounts of money.
So I'm glad that I'm going to edit this segment out, and I'm going to play this because like you were schooling me, and hopefully Armand hear this, and of course he hear it because he's watching. And of course
and I'm a fan of him.
He's having these conversations, I think, within himself, and people, he probably have heard this, and even himself, he probably like, man, I think once the dust settled, I think he probably like, man, I should have did that. I should have did that.
Yeah, because it's only because Jason knows that he does not. He's tired. In a sense, he's running the end of his rope. Absolutely. At one point in time, Jason Lee was the it boy. He would say whatever he wanted, and he would never get, ridiculed for it. He would say problematic things, and he would still thrive. But lately, he's been losing a lot of connections, and they're not as accessible as they used to be. And he's not. His ventures are not as successful as they used to be, like Hollywood Unlocked and other ventures that he had. And I think he's realizing he's at the end. So now he's just grasping for any super talented person that he can latch on to and take him back up to the top.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you.
People have to be careful when you're around people like that, because they're not really there to support you. They're more to drain you of your essence and the thing that makes you you.
Oh, thank you, brother, for coming on, for schooling us about Hollywood.
You're welcome.
And you all call back in, because I definitely had we definitely had to have this conversation again, because the ball is in Armand Wiggins' court, man. Let's see what's his next step, so we can have another deconstruction about Armand.
Yes. I want to see that young brother win. I really do. I think he's amazingly talented, and I believe you're talented. It's so much raw talent on YouTube. It's unbelievable. And I think a lot of celebrities are threatened by how these people who they did not have to take any classes. It's just raw talent.
Yeah, raw
talent. And
yes.
That is a threat to someone who has a degree in Juilliard and studied, to be what comes to some of these people on YouTube naturally. So that should be something to be taken into consideration. You're a threat. You're a threat to a lot of people who are powerful and people who feel as though they're better than you. You're a threat when you're able to get more engagement than them.
All right. Well, we thank you so very much for calling in.
You're welcome.
This was great. Bye-bye. This was great. We got some more callers in here. We're going to get to you. I didn't know we was going to get that deep, but you never know. That caller called in with some facts. 0850 caller, you on the air. I don't know if you was sleeping. 0850.
No, can you hear me, Wiley?
I can hear you. Were you laughing or breathing?
I'm laughing because my son just fell running up the steps. So.
Oh, okay. That sounds like you had a tumble. Is he okay?
He's fine. He's drinking.
He drank.
So Wiley,
go ahead.
Yeah. So Wiley, I want to know. I don't remember Kanye's voice, and I have a cold. Sorry. I don't remember Kanye's voice being so. Where did he lose his bass?
Kanye is not dumb. He is. What do they call that? No. They call that something when you talk to white people. You become hello, hi. But like my mom, code switching. Like he code switch when he's around white folks. And yes, and how he's.
Every time I hear Kanye, you know what I think of? I think of the movie Undercover Brother and what was that? Billy D. Williams, the general, when he ate the fried chicken.
Yes, yeah, that's that code switching. like he can, and it is so. I'm like he code switching.
He sounds horrible. I'm and Kim Zolciak, you remember she used to go to that old psychic lady Rose? I wonder if she told her she was going to lose her house. And the gag is, I heard that she foreclosed on the house and she only owed $300,000 is what I heard.
Wow.
And she probably wouldn't be broke if she's had like 15,000 plastic surgeries. Her and her daughter, they spent all their money on plastic surgery.
Yeah, she
She's
definitely.
just silly.
Because them lips, I mean, like,
Yeah.
what are y'all doing all that plastic surgery?
And then her daughter looks a hot mess. I mean, yeah, they're just full of it. But I want you to go. Kanye looks like he's somewhere in a closet with like a jar of mayonnaise.
Well, he hang around a lot of that because his wife is Kim. So I want you to know, and George Floyd, he didn't really. He was defending all because he talks. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sick of Kanye. When he said slavery was a choice, I kind of understood what he was trying to say. I think he was trying to say we could have rebelled or we could have fought back. I guess, but come on, just
and
stop
people
it.
People did.
On my nerves.
And the thing about it, when he said it, people did rebel. It's books out there, and I'm like, bruh, and I'm starting like Roland Martin for a second. Pick up a book and read. We had people rebelling in slavery. Do you think that people just took some? No, people was rebelling, and unfortunately, because you don't see it in Hollywood and they're banning books out of schools, but it have been so many slave rebellions that's been going on. Like people have resisted.
Because I know I died in the first 5 minutes.
Like this man just pick up a book and he just talk, and I'm like, bro, I remember going to the public library and there was a book, forgot the name of it, and it talked about the history of all the slave rebellions. And this is outside of like everybody know about Nat Turner, but it was other slave rebellions that was going on. That actually said, "Oh no, bro, was fighting back." So I just think that unfortunately, Kanye, they give a voice to a person that don't do his research, and he's hopefully this losing deals will be a teachable moment for him to get the help that he needs, or maybe he wanted to lose the deals. Period. Point blank. Who knows? We shall see. They're going to continue to give Kanye West voices a platform to talk because it's a ratings boom. So people are just going to use him until they can't use him anymore. They're going to they're going to allow him on the news. They're going to allow him on these podcasts because he's Kanye West, and people are going to tune into it, and he's going to continue to talk in that high pitched voice and stuff like that. But it's quite interesting that all of the platforms deleted. I mean, I'm sorry, Jink Trams, they deleted Kanye West interview. They deleted it. But none of these white platforms deleted Kanye West. That's interesting.
None of them deleted it.
That's very, very interesting.
Because he looks like a fool. That's why they like making, because we sit up here and we call him genius, and then the European Americans, they want to, okay, here's your genius. Look how stupid he looks. So he's just making all of us look bad. And it's just ridiculous. So I think he looks bad anyway with them. I still know what you did last summer boots that he did. He just looks a hot mess. He's just silly.
Thank you so very much for calling in.
All right. Love you, sexual chocolate.
Thank you. Love you too. Bye-bye. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. 9663.
Oh, hi, Wiley.
Hi.
How are you?
All right.
Well, just with two things. With the whole Migos thing off of the Drink Champ, what they were talking on, they were just really, I don't even feel like that was just something they were doing just because they were just doing it for some clout. Yeah. Only because right now they're in their little beef with their Offset and Cardi. So it's just, to me, ridiculous. And it's also ridiculous, Nori, every time somebody Nicki Minaj has had problems with, they come up on the show, he always brings her up in this whole debacle, basically with Jason Lee, how he said when he did bring her up with Jason Lee, and Jason Lee said everything's good on his side, he ain't got no problems. But this dude was just on a rant 3-4 weeks ago when she got her number one, how he brought her up with Remy Ma and all that stuff, how she said, I didn't mean to break some female down, but we found out you pretty much everything you said in your sheets or this was a lie. And then now you're coming with the Migos. Well, you're really just coming with Quavo and Takeoff, to bring her up again. Who would y'all choose, Cardi or Nicki? Knowing there's already some drama going behind. Knowing Quavo dissed Nicki when he released his album, trying to make a reenactment of when he got her a gift a long time ago. And to me, that's just ridiculous and petty and stupid at the same time. She's not gonna mess with y'all. Don't try to get in the clout off her name. And then with Armand and Jason Lee, to me, what that dude, with you and that man were having that conversation, I was enjoying every bit of it, because I feel like right now the ball is in Armand's court, and he should use it to every advantage he can, because if anything, Jason Lee has been nothing but a narcissistic person since I remember watching him on Love and Hip Hop. And he's never really, he say he contributes to the Black culture and stuff. I've never seen it. I've never seen him do anything for Black culture and stuff. All he's ever done was start mess or talk bad about people and just bring them down.
Because I wonder what happened between him and Melissa Ford. That was a Black woman, and something happened. I heard that she writing a book about him. I don't know how true that is. And so,
Jason has done underhanded stuff throughout the whole industry, and Armand calling him out and getting more people to come and view him. And I don't care for Armand, because Armand is a flip-flopper in my opinion, but I would rather see him advance more than Jason, because at least Armand is entertaining. Armand doesn't go on rants hating on certain female rappers. He might say, I'm not a fan of them, I don't care for them, but that's his opinion on everything. He don't try to favor to every last one of them. If anything, I hope, and I'm not saying it may never happen, but if he ever did get that interview with Nicki Minaj or Cardi B, well, really more Nicki Minaj, I would feel like that would be just a dagger in the back of Jason Lee, since he's been so bent on talking bad on this woman since whenever, just to big up Cardi B, and he literally is saying, Armand saying Cardi doesn't give nothing back to him. So really, hate to say it, it's more like a 50-year-old bully to me with Jason Lee. And he was never the it guy to me, to anything. He was just somebody who was gossipy, noisy, annoying, and just didn't have nothing else to bring to the table, so he'll just start beefs with anybody. But that was all I just wanted to say. Wiley, I hope you have a great night and you do awesome in your life.
Oh, thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
For calling in. And I want to say this, that conversation, I want to have it because I'm getting other perspective, because the dust have settled, and now that was a good dialogue, a good perspective what that person was given. Like, the ball is in Armand Wiggins' court. Let's be clear, Hollywood is fake. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people have the same type of attitude in the spirit, like a Jason Lee, like that narcissistic type of attitude. It is hard to find real, genuine people in Hollywood. That's unfortunate. It is what it is. So I think that now we're going to look at what's going to be the next step for him. Will he get a Nicki Minaj interview? Will he get a Cardi B interview? Will that actually happen? Hell, Lovely T haven't even interviewed Cardi B and all, and they just rush into them parties. And my thing is this, and I've said it, and many people get mad. Don't just invite me to the party. Come into my studio and do an interview. Because Sherry Shepherd wasn't at the party, but I guarantee you Cardi or Nicki or one of them going to be on Sherry Shepherd's show. Jennifer Hudson wasn't at the party, but I guarantee you Jennifer Hudson is going to interview probably Cardi or Nicki Minaj. Is what I'm saying is, don't just get excited just for the party. I want the access. You come on the show, we do an interview, because Armand said it when the thing with Akbar. He said, I don't want to talk to the publicist. I want you to come on my show. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of bigging people up and they don't come on the show. You know what I'm saying? So, and if I was Armand, I would have took that phone call with the publicist and I would have told him verbatim, said, listen, Akbar, listen, I have a show. I would love to interview. We can talk about it on the air. And I think it would be good for hip hop. Like, take the phone call with the publicist and all of that and have that conversation and say, hey, and then you can come back and say, hey, I put the word out there for her to come on the show. That'll be great. But I would love to see it, because that will take Armand, that will literally take him to the next level, getting one of those female rappers, especially Nicki or Cardi, especially Nicki, because like everybody follow what Nicki does. that would just open the floodgates of female rappers or artists, period, to come on this show, especially if it goes viral and it just do numbers like it did with the whole Jason Lee roasting gag. So we shall see. But I'm glad that brother called in and gave his perspective about Hollywood. Thank you, caller. Out. The number is 646-716-8447. I thought she was still on. Okay. 1334. Caller, you're live on air.
Hey, Mr. Wiley Wow, you all right over there?
Doing good.
You know what? I think Armand, with the ball being in his court, all he needs to do is be quiet for a while. You sit back, you let that little shit kind of people, other stories come in and let that go off other people's minds. And then you try to make your move. He needs to rush into nothing. He's popular. People like him. I'm in my 60s. I kind of like him, except when he shake his ass. Now that I can't get to. But, I kind of like his technique. He has something and you see it, And I'm proud to see a young black man try to rise, in the industry they want. I like to see any black person. But for that Kanye West, I'm the one who was telling you the other day about that dirty jacket he had on. I was telling my daughter, she didn't see it. I said, turn back to that Piers Morgan interview and look at that man's dirty clothes. But you told me about that. You said when you was going through your thing, you didn't wash. You didn't care about your looks. So we know what Kanye is going through. And one other thing I got to say. You know what? I noticed, I seen a picture of Kim Kardashian. She white now. She ain't black no more. She got a white face and blonde hair. Kanye he done made the woman turn white. He done made the woman turn white, Wally. But I just enjoy listening to your show. You give me such good laughs. So you enjoy your day, okay?
Thank you so very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, wow. Wiley need his flowers. He interviewed that dude who R-word those women, and now he has 50 years in jail. He played it in the movie Superfly. You talking about Kayne Walker. Put some respect. I didn't kiss Kayne Walker's butt. And the thing about it, we did a show. We applied that pressure. Kayne Walker, and we did a better interview than Dr. Umar, all of them. They was drinking that Kayne Walker juice. And that brother called into this show, we didn't believe nothing he was talking about. Because I felt it, and he now have been sentenced to 50 years in prison. All right? And he just dropped up out of the bushes. We was live, we was doing a show, and he dropped up out of the bushes. And we was ready for him. Right? And that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna see another celebrity gonna call into the Wiley Show. It's gonna happen. I don't know the name yet. It's just gonna happen. They're just gonna call, they're gonna get pissed off, they're gonna be drunk, they're gonna be high and get ready, and I'm gonna be ready for them. They're gonna call into the Wiley Show. That's what happened. And Kayne Walker called in, and now he have to be serving for 50 years in prison. He called in. Yes, he did. You don't forget that. That's going on our resume. 6320, caller, you're live on the air. 6320. Hi, you sound like you in the shower.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
I'm sorry. What? You hear me now?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
I just wanted to say, Kanye West was right. Him being censored and his money being messed with is a sign that what he was saying was right. They don't usually make people that they usually say, oh, it's fake news. Like they censored Trump, they censored Nicki, they censor a lot of people off Twitter and other social media platforms. So usually when you're saying things that are right, they're going to try to silence you. So what he's been saying ain't all right, but a lot of it was. And I don't believe that he ever said kill the that. I don't want to say it on your platform, but I don't think he said that. I think they're twisting his words around to fit this narrative that he's, crazy and whatever. But he gonna prevail. This he'll be all right. He wants to bounce back Tuesday, I believe so. I'm definitely pleased.
All right. Thank you so very much for calling in. Okay. Oh man, we got to drop you down because she at work and stuff like that. Trying to call into the Wiley Show. All right. 2851.
Hey Wiley, how you doing?
Welcome. We got people call in from work. I love it. Welcome to the Wiley Show.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. I just wanted to say a couple of things about Jason Lee.
Okay.
I think that when it comes to him, when it comes to ending any type of business relationship, he just doesn't know how to do that professionally. Like when his co-host left Hollywood Unlocked, he had bad things to say about him. When Megan wouldn't come on the show, he had bad things to say about her. When he thought he wasn't going to go back to Wild 'N Out, he has stuff to say about that. I just think that when things end in business, he just doesn't know how to handle it professionally. And he absolutely started the situation with Armand because he started speaking about him. But if you notice, when he talked about Armand, he didn't say anything about him professionally. He talked about him on a financial level. Like, I'm better than you this way. I can do this. But he couldn't talk about him as far as his talent and his ability to, do the things that he does on his show. He didn't say anything about that. So he is, of course, now he's going to say, no, I don't want to address it because there's nothing for him to say. Like, all those 200,000 people heard Armand break that story down. A lot of us thought that it was because of what he did with Tiffany Haddish. It didn't have anything to do with that. He had been throwing stuff at Jason all along, and he laid that out. I don't think he needs to apologize. I don't think he needs to be concerned about closed doors or anything. I think that he said what he said, and he should stand on it.
And I hear you, and I think that the public are going to give their ideas. They're going to give their opinions, and of course, what's going to be the next step for Armand with his Hollywood relationships? Is he going to be in Hollywood? Armand posted something on Twitter, then he deleted it. So right in there, Armand, you said put it out it, don't be posting and delete it, but we put it out there, and so now we're going to be looking like what's going to be the next step, for the Armand Weekend show.
Smart, if he's smart, he'll get himself a publicist so he can have somebody to help him to work out. If he's smart, then he will do that. But I don't think he needs to be worried about it because I think that the people that he spoke to, they see how Jason Lee has been moving. I don't think he lied on him. I think he told the truth because we all know Jason Lee needs to name drop. Think about every time it's something going on with Cardi, he would always say she's going to come on Hollywood Unlocked and we're going to talk about it. It never happened. Every single time it's a scandal. Every single I got this. I called Cardi and she told me she's going to. It never ever happened. But I'm not on a lot of the other platforms, so I don't hear it. But I do know that Cardi did come onto Armand's live and speak to him directly and make it clear, I'm only talking to you. She did play his song to Tasha K. I think that was perfect timing. I think that was cause everybody was like, nobody played your song to Armand. But then as soon as Tasha K popped her head up, is anybody talking to me? Cardi was like, nobody's talking to me, but you can deposit your check. That was huge for Armand. So I don't think he has anything to worry about. I think that he probably has a better relationship with Cardi than Jason does because I think that she probably respects Armand more than she respects Jason. Think about that audio that he played. He was like, no, don't say anything because my relationship is shaky. It's like that. I don't think he has anything to worry about. I think he's going to be just fine.
I heard that right in there and giving your thoughts about this whole entire situation. Thank you so very much for that.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good night, Wiley.
You too. You have a wonderful night. Thank you so very much. Okay. Bye-bye. We got one more call in queue. 2494. Caller, you live on air.
Hey, Wiley. How you doing?
Doing well.
I just want to, first off, I'm going to disagree with a couple of your callers because she made an error when she said when Cardi B came on Armand's live. Cardi B never went on Armand's show. She posted a video of him singing his song, his song. She never went on a live. She never went on a live. She never talked to him while he was on a live.
She went, and what people are referring to, she went in his room on Twitter. Because Twitter have Twitter Space, and so Cardi B came on Twitter Space and we're talking with Armand Wiggins. So that's what people are referring to with Cardi B, and that's how he got the recording of "I'm only talking to Armand," and so that's how he got that, because Cardi B went on his Twitter Space, because Twitter Space is like a clubhouse.
Yeah, that's different though than his actual show.
Absolutely, yes, I agree. I give you that.
And so my question to Armand would be is, it's almost like she threw him a bone or something. That's not satisfactory. She know this man has a show, but I'm not gonna harp on that because I don't care either way. But we just want to be factual about what happened. She didn't go on his show. And I don't think her going on Spaces means anything. Yes, he had a recording of her, but that would make me even think more. I don't know. I would feel a certain kind of way about her, because I would be like, why would you go on my Twitter Spaces, but you won't come on my actual show?
That's a point. I agree. Right. I'm like, come on the show and let's see you, because they live in California, I believe. I think she got a place in California, so he's there and he got the equipment and he lived downtown, so he's not in the hood. So I agree with you.
Right, and so it makes Armand kind of look really desperate, like he's willing to take anything. Also, Armand is never gonna be more important to Jason than Jason Lee to Cardi B. And Armand needs to be very careful what he does, because Jason Lee recently, I think someone else, alluded to this fact, he brokered the relationship to bridge the gap between Madonna and Cardi B, because Jason has history, like you stated before, in Hollywood. He has connections that Armand do not have. So Jason has more pull in Hollywood, and when Cardi B gets into these spats like she traditionally does, Jason can be the person that reaches out and bridges the gap, like he did with her and Madonna. So Armand is always going to be on the back burner regarding Cardi B, and eventually, I believe that she's going to cut Armand off. Really and truly, I believe Armand is being used. He was being used by Cardi B. He is being used by Jason. These two people are one and the same people. They are one and the same. And she's using Armand just like Jason was using him. And Armand is crazy if he doesn't see that. Maybe he wants something out of it, but you're not getting anything out of it, Armand. You need to really reassess the relationship that you have, because these two people were getting something from the relationship and you were really getting nothing. Because what is that picture of Kanye West worth now? Of you and Kanye West. What is that worth now? It's worth nothing. Everybody's dropping Kanye West. And I'm gonna get on Kanye in a minute. But Armand, a piece of advice that I would give Armand, one of your callers said he should get a publicist. I don't think he needs a publicist. I think he needs an agent. He needs, and that would involve him spending money. But I mean, it takes money to make money. If Armand, I do believe he still has a window where he can capitalize off of his relationship with Cardi B and Jason. I think he's still in that little space where he can do that. But in order for him to do that, he needs to get him an agent. So an agent can go out there and actively find jobs for him. This would be his best move right now, an agent, not a publicist. Armand can speak for himself, but he needs somebody to go out there and try to get jobs for him and advocate. If a job comes up, that's what your agent is for. Oh, I got this guy, Armand Wiggins. I think you should get him. He needs to get him an agent. That's a bit of advice for him. As for Kanye West, I do not believe Kanye West is crazy at all. He may be bipolar, but just because you are bipolar, that does not mean you are crazy. Kanye West is who he's always been. Whenever Kanye had some type of project that was coming out, he would always pull some kind of stunt. I mean, this is what he's done from the very beginning when he said that George Bush don't like black people, and then when he did the Taylor Swift thing, at the awards. So this is who he is. This is what he does. And the reason that he does this, it's all about money. It has been from the beginning, and it still is now. He made one fatal error. He took it too far this time. And he was in so deep that I think, it was hard for him to go back. And so he just kept going forward rather than backing up. And now he's really ruined it for himself. I called on your show before, and when we were having a conversation, I don't remember the whole topic, but I brought up about, you were saying that Nicki Minaj needs to go out here and go on these interviews and give her side of the story, talk about the Grammys and stuff like that. And I was telling you then, she can't do that because these Jews run everything. They run the entertainment industry. They run the news. They run everything. They have all the money. And Kanye West keeps saying they make me look crazy. No, Kanye, they don't make you look crazy. You make yourself look crazy. Because just like you told black people that slavery was a choice, you made the choice to go on these shows that you say do not care about you. They do not care about black people. And then you say they take little snippets and put it out and don't give you the context. I will agree that they do that sometimes. But you chose to put yourself in a position for them to do you like that. If he did not put himself in that position, they wouldn't be able to do that to him. So that was his choice. He said slavery was a choice. That's his choice. As for the fashion industry and these banks that and Adidas and Balenciaga that he say is stealing from him, they don't want him to have ownership. Kanye West is a walking contradiction. Now, he says Adidas is stealing from him. They don't want him to have ownership. But yet he stole from a young designer. He stole from this young designer and took this guy's ideas and the actual property, because what he did was he asked the guy to bring him some sunglasses and some hats. And the guy did that. And Kanye West passed that off as if that was his stuff. And then he started reproducing it. And then he didn't even put the logo name on it. He stole this as if it was his design himself, which is the same thing he did, that he said Adidas did to him. He said the people in the fashion industry won't let him in. Okay. I remember not so long ago, once he got his foot in the door, Nicki Minaj went to him and told him she wanted to do a deal with him. And what did he tell Nicki Minaj? No. He told her, no, I can't do this. So she went to him, she said, because she heard his interview and he was saying how, that the white designers didn't want to get his foot in the door. But then here she is, a black woman that once he did get his foot in the door, she was coming to him to help her get her foot in the door, and he turned her away. Everything that he's saying that these people are doing to him, he has done to his own people. All of these White Lives Matter t-shirts or whatever, it's disrespectful for Kanye West to do a White Lives Matter t-shirt because he knows Black Lives Matter is only a slogan because black people were out here actively losing their lives. Police are killing them. Police are not out here killing white people. When people say Black Lives Matter, they don't mean that white lives don't matter and any other lives matter. All we're saying is that we are the ones that they're out here killing. It's not to diminish anyone else's life. And Kanye knows this. But what Kanye did, he used black people's trauma to try to make money off of it. And to show you that what I'm saying is 100% accurate, when he was going back and forth with Puffy in the text messages, if you read one of the text messages, he tells Puffy in the text message that I'm just out here trying to sell my T-shirts. And he said, I'm not going to let anybody stand in the way of me making my money. That was one of the text messages that he sent to Puffy. He told us right then that all he did was care about money. It was all about money. So I don't care anything about what Kanye West loses, because he doesn't care about Black people. Kanye West at the end of the day is a rich man. He can go and live his life and don't want for anything, while other Black people are out here being killed in the street and trying to make their ends meet. And then he's using our Black trauma to make money off of. That's not okay. That's worse than a white supremacist, if you ask me, a Black person doing it, because Kanye West knows that if you go against your own people in the white community, it is very lucrative.
All right. Well, we thank you for calling in and giving us that assistance about Kanye West. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow. Now, the views and opinion of that caller do not represent the views and opinion of the Wiley Show. I want to make that perfectly clear, because she was saying something. I don't know. I've never heard Nicki reach out to Kanye for a deal. He said no. I don't know. I'm a bad my own business. Oh, I'm a bad my own business. Oh, that. Okay. Oh man, well, we thank y'all so very much for tuning into the Wiley Show. Again, my birthday is right around the corner. I still haven't done my wish list, but we're definitely going to do that once I can settle down and do it. My birthday is November 11th. I will be 32 years old. We asked $1 per year, $32 per subscriber. If y'all want to contribute or whatever you can give for my birthday, I'm putting the request in. Our P.O. Box is P.O. Box 701122, Dallas, Texas 75370. Again, that's P.O. Box 701122, Dallas, Texas 75370. If you want to contribute to our Cash App, you can do it $ Marquise Wiley 28. It is free to do. So you could, you could just send us a Cash App if you want to. Also, too, I meant to say like the button is free to do. Cash App, whatever you get. But make sure you all like the video. Also, too, you can follow us on Twitter at Wiley Show. Thank y'all so very much for y'all support, for coming on the show, and for giving y'all support. My birthday is on November 11th. I'll be 32 years old. So what we're going to do, we're going to do our celebration that night, and then we might go live earlier that day on the 11th, because I have something to do that day. But we definitely will be on YouTube on that day. Also, too, if you want to be notified when I go live, you can text Wiley to 888-534-4939 to be notified. Just text Wiley to 888-534-4939. It is free to do. Thank y'all so very much for tuning into the show, and definitely for giving y'all opinion and support. I greatly appreciate that. So my birthday is November 11th. So we wear a size 3XL shirt, and I'm going to get fitted tomorrow. Not tomorrow, because I'm going to get fitted maybe on Thursday or Friday for some pants. So we're definitely doing that. But we greatly appreciate y'all love, for y'all support. Definitely will be going. We'll definitely be doing that. We're not going to do a station head. We may do a station head. Yeah, we may do an after show on station head. Yes, we may do an after show station head. But we have invited publicly Sherelle's World, and publicly we invited Mr. Perry on our show, and hopefully one day we can definitely have a conversation with them on our show. We're open to having them on the show. So if they're in the bushes, if they're on a full account, as they say, we would love for you all to call in. One of these days, I would love to have Mr. Perry, who is a real estate person, and we would love to have a person, a celebrity gossip blog, Sherelle's World, on our show. I don't know if anybody's on a foo account You want to? Ain't nothing wrong with that. You can just watch our show for that. But you're definitely there. I have been a fan of Kanye, and so yeah, we are publicly inviting them on the show. They are more than welcome. Love Sherelle's World and Mr. Perry. Is more than welcome to be on the show. I would love to have them on the show. I'm definitely love for him to be on the show. So if they're definitely listening, we would love to interview them and definitely would bring them on. I would love to have them on the show. So if they're definitely there, they're saying they in the chat. That's what somebody said. They in the chat. Is they in the chat? We more than welcome. They can come through. Is they in the chat? Wait, I'll drop a link. Let me drop a link. I heard they said they was in the chat. Is they in the chat? Okay, is they in the chat? We would love okay. We're definitely is in the chat. They're more than welcome to come on the show. Is they in the chat? Okay, I'm gonna definitely put the wish list up. I'm gonna definitely have to work on it and definitely put it in there. All right. Let me. Okay. 5598.
Of course they're in the chat. She's using her Wigs account. Her Wigs account is Elite Leo. I think that you know.
Wait a minute.
So old, honey. It got to have its own account.
Is they on the Foo account?
Yeah, they on a Foo.
Oh man.
They chastising Kay in the chat, but man, tell her bring up Wig on up and we would like to hear that.
Wait a minute. Oh man, don't tell me that. Oh man. Thank y'all so very much for tuning into the Wiley Show. We will see you on the next episode. Make sure y'all subscribe, y'all. We're close to 30,000 subscribers. I want to reach that goal by our birthday or somewhere. I want to reach that goal, so that could be possible by y'all subscribing to the show. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. Y'all get good entertainment news over there. All right, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all in the next episode. Peace. I'm gonna do an after show on Station Head, so make sure y'all follow us over there on Station Head. Just follow us on Station Head. Just type in The Wiley Show, WILEYSHOW. Download the app. Station is on Android, is on Apple. You could definitely download the app and be doing after show of Station Head. Peace.